Hey guys, Red here.
And David.
There you go. Basically, shit happens. So when you experiment and try new things, typically it doesn't go entirely smoothly. We tried to do our first face cam one today, and it worked, I'd say, a good 65% of the way through.
Or is that all? I mean,
somewhere...
with the amount of editing you're going to have to do on this one.
Anyway, basically, it kind of works, but then it kind of just freezes. And our hypothesis is that basically we had David running Skype, 2 Skypes, one for recording it, one for not, blah, blah, blah. And then occasionally a third Skype on his phone when he was fucking figuring shit out. So I think his internet just fucked itself. But basically, like, it seems to go, like, well for 20 minutes, and then it would, like, lag again, and we'd have to restart the call and restart the recording. So there's a lot of shit, but, you know, still good conversations and shit. And then at one point, we just fucking, like, I think, like, 75% of the way through, we just kind of give up and, like, do the rest of it as audio. We've already, as of recording this and beginning to edit this, we've already recorded the next one, and that one went smoothly all the way through with video, right? So, yeah. It's just this, mostly because we had Noble recording it from a third-party location. So, yeah, I think that's good.
Yeah.
Anything to add?
Welcome to Tri-Tip Fuckery.
Why is it called that again?
Because there's 3 fucking there's 3 video files. So
it's not like a weird triple-headed dildo? That's what it sounded like.
I know, right?
Well, yeah, alright, cool.
Welcome to Control Chaos, episode 12. We are now live and with full face cam for everybody.
Oh, fuck, and you can see my fails immediately.
And we got Noble for the first few seconds of
Eating
this.
a McFucking-double.
Yeah, our new editor who made this all possible, so all praise goes to him.
Now, he won't be fucking it like that one guy that fucked a McChicken. You remember that guy?
Oh, god damn, dude. That image alone makes me want to barf. Okay, so we'll start off with Chris's famous topic here. The people that did not ask for this bullshit in fiction.
And don't forget, Chris, you are now on the camera, so you can emote.
Yes.
It adds a whole new layer.
Yeah. So.
It's a whole new layer to fuck this.
Okay, so. Do you want to start, Chris, or do you want us to start? If you didn't notice, because Noble's not able to remote record this, we're actually doing a double screen recording. My laptop's recording this video as we're actually talking to you through the webcam and mic on Red's laptop. This is janky ass.
It's a janky ass setup, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, topic. People that did not ask for this bullshit in fiction. Who wants to start? Chris?
I will.
Alright.
Alright, I'm gonna say this. Almost every single person from the entirety of the Far Cry series.
Oh, Jay.
Was just normal, everyday fucking shit. Third game, all they wanted to do was have a nice vacation. Then they got kidnapped by drug lords.
Did I ever tell you the definition of insanity?
The main character was the brother.
Right?
The brother that was supposed to be the main character.
Yeah, that didn't work out so well, did it?
His mom's ashes, and then he had to go fucking deal with the Civil War.
Well, I mean, you could spread those ashes.
Every single time they kill a fucking animal in that game, they sound like they hate their life so goddamn much. Like,
Ugh. Stop.
Ugh. Well, what did the one from Primal want? Did he want some caveman pussy or what?
Just wanted to find the rest of his group of people where the hell they were.
Also, I think you mean cave woman pussy.
I'm being a smartass here, but I mean, come on, that one. It was just a reskin of 4 is the whole thing I'm getting at here. It did not need to exist.
Hey.
Primal's actually pretty good in its own right.
Yeah, it's good and all, but it did not need to exist. It could have been an expansion.
Yeah.
It's fine. I'll take care of it.
Alright. Well, I go answer.
I got it, man. It's fine. Any more, Chris? Or David's taking care of a parental issue.
Every single person in the Dark Souls series. You think they wanted to be the chosen undead? You think they wanted to be the fucking bearer of the curse? You think they wanted to be the Ashen One? No.
Hey, Red, I'll be back in like 5 minutes.
No problem.
You wanted to be a fucking zombie in that game. Nobody wanted to be a hollow, but they all were.
Oh, yeah.
You can make fun of me if you
Nobody
want.
wanted to have to fight like 30-foot tall demons to cutscenes.
I gotta play Dark Souls, man. I gotta do it.
You're gonna hate yourself.
Hey, man.
That's for it.
I'm okay with it. I'm okay with hating myself. I already kind of do slightly. Not as much as you yet, but I'm getting there.
Myself more than I do now.
No, ironically though, you said that you say it makes you hate yourself, and yet you also say it saved your life. What was your thing with that again?
I was too pissed off to think about killing myself.
See, that right there should be a quote on the back of the box, like all the reviews, and then it's you saying that. Chris Velasquez. I don't know. I thought it was funny.
Chris Velasquez, it made me too pissed off to kill myself. So thanks, I guess.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I guess
that was a good idea.
as much as I'm not a big fan of, are you done already?
Dumbass, I lost my keys.
Okay. As much as I'm not fucking David. As much as I'm not a big fan of Bleach anymore, Ichigo originally was like the shonen protagonist that was like, what is happening? Please. Like he was never ever someone who was like, I know what's going on. He never knew what he was going on. He didn't really decide he wanted to keep the powers until he got like a power boner and he was like, oh, I like saving people. It feels good. But like early he was like, ugh, no, please.
It feels nice to be a hero.
Yeah, out of every like protagonist in shonen, he was the one that had like no goal, and it was kind of obnoxious. Like at first it was like, oh, this is interesting and different, but then it was just like, okay, get a fucking goal.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm trying to think of any more. You got any more, Chris? I'll think more.
Not me.
You in general?
Yes.
Oh
Never asked to do work. Never asked to do this job. Never asked to play video games for a living. Never asked for this.
For a living? We're not there yet. Let's hope though. Let me think.
Pretty much am. The only thing I ever do in my spare time. Never asked for this.
Why are we still
Oh
here?
yeah, Batman.
Oh.
My parents to be dead.
What about, would you consider Snake from Metal Gear Solid as someone who never asked for this bullshit?
Yes.
Because he always seems pretty, like, ugh, about his whole situation.
Yeah. Especially Venom.
Oh, yep. I was thinking, too, like, I don't know, it's like a meme now, that it's always playing, but, like, I know it's not Snake that's saying this, it's one of the other characters. Oh, hey, how's it going? David had to fuck off because his parents did stuff, so we might edit, like, we'll probably edit a chunk of this out if it gets too slow.
Yeah. I lost my keys.
You're a fucking idiot.
Yes, I am. I'm a fucking idiot. That can stay in. I'm a fucking idiot.
No, will you have anything to add, or are you just gonna stare creepily? Alright. We have no audio on your end, man, so there's no audio. No audio for you.
Alright, so my character that did not ask for this bullshit would probably be every Fallout protagonist.
Hmm.
I mean, New Vegas in particular. The courier, his job is to deliver this fucking package, and then he gets popped in the head, and then he goes on this quest for revenge, basically. Like, it's the most...
New Hope, Idaho?
Yeah, that is like the most beautiful Fallout game ever. Because it's just this fucking beautifully written quest to find out what this fucking chip is. And find out it's just...
In the past.
I'm like, it's the most beautifully written Fallout, but at the same time it's most complicatedly written. Like, if they had actually added another faction, it would have been just this fucking quest that was like, do I want to be this full-on asshole? Do I want to be this full-on good guy? Do I want to be this neutral guy? Or do I want to be the one that just wants to blow everything up? Fallout 4. Something that never needed to exist that way.
Fallout 4 is good in its own right.
I mean, it's save your son or blow up the fucking country.
Oh, I wonder.
Save your son, blow up the country, destroy the synths.
I mean, who chose that?
Or, destroy a blimp.
Before we get too far into this, is this just video games, or are we talking all media?
All
All
media.
fiction characters that didn't ask for this bullshit.
Okay. Dude from Idiocracy.
Oh, hello.
Hello, random stranger.
No?
Dude from Idiocracy.
right? I mean, literally, he's frozen, brought back out in a world that he didn't want to be in, point blank, and he's
Just
sitting there, and basically he left it into helping.
Yeah. I can see that one.
And Super Mario. Let me rephrase that. Mario the plumber that's stuck rescuing a princess every freaking 5 minutes.
He seems pretty chill about it. He never complains.
It's a me, Mario.
This isn't my fucking life.
This is my fucking life. I do not.
You know
ask
who
for
didn't
this.
ask for this bullshit? Luigi. He always seems like he would rather be home.
I mean, come
You know
on.
what? Shout out my brother.
Sorry.
We're the Promo Brothers. We're into some freaky shit. And if you don't realize what that's from an episode of Family Guy. I mean, you could actually add any RPG character into that. You really could.
What about?
I started as a prisoner and then I somehow became king of whatever fucking Landia.
Exactly. Or my head was on the block, and then this magical dragon just decided to shout and free me, and then I have to go kill the same dragon.
I just thought of one. Because I was desperately trying to think of one from Hunter x Hunter since that's my lifeblood. Jing Freaks. The man had a one-night stand. He doesn't want a kid. But he has a kid, and he goes to the lengths to just not be a father. He's like, I'm going to run away to the other ends of the earth. If I sense you, I'm going to run away harder. Oh, you want to know where I am? Fuck you. It's glorious.
No, you want that child support check? Fuck you.
Dude, he literally had a one-night stand, dropped the kid off on his island. Like, all right, you guys take care of him. You're good? All right, sweet, bye.
Bye, I'm off to the Dark Continent.
Dude.
Or some shit.
Picture of the floor is your son.
Oh, yes, that meme was going. Yeah, edit timestamp that.
Oh,
that.
do, do,
The
do,
floor
do.
is your son. Glorious.
Where did you put the notebook?
Remember it fell and you picked it up?
Oh, fuck
Oh,
it.
no, never mind. I guess I did. My bad.
Alright, I thought you had the damn notebook.
I'm sorry. But yeah, so floor is your son. It's perfect. Jing Free. It's like, there's those characters that are, in real life, you look at them and you're like, you're an asshole. But for some reason, in fiction, they're just so lovable. It's like, you know what? I appreciate that you banged some chick, dropped off the kid, and ran away for the rest of your life. Because even in Aunt Mito, the whole time, it's like, why do you care about him? He fucking left you. Oh.
11:35, floor is your son.
Your dad doesn't want to see you.
Yeah, your dad hates you.
I know that feel.
Oh, I hurt myself today. Copyright strike.
Sorry, it's under 30 seconds. You can't copyright strike us for that shit. It was literally like 5 words. To the tone.
Any final ones from any of you before we move on to the next topic?
You know what? Any weapon in Soul Eater.
Oh.
Oh, fucking God. Talk about used and abused.
Right?
That's a shame.
I mean, look at Soul. All he wanted to be was Black Star.
I haven't seen that. I should.
You should.
Well, I should probably read it from what I hear.
Read it,
Yeah.
please.
Yeah, it's not even that bad.
It's not that bad, but it ends weirdly.
That's a shame.
But it was caught up, so it pulled like the Akame ga Kill shit.
Bullshit.
Akame Guy Kills anime is crap.
I kind of like the everyone dies scenario.
I kind of like the scenario where the main character in the anime is definitely not the main character in the manga.
Yeah, it's fucking funny.
Whoa. Isn't this whole anime named after Akame?
Exactly.
Dude,
Okay, I guess.
I want a series that isn't afraid to kill its main character and just start over. I want that.
I mean, in a sense, they've done that with Hunter x Hunter.
Yes,
now.
and which is why I love Hunter x Hunter so much. But I wouldn't have even minded if Togashi went the extra mile and Gon actually just died.
You know what, Gon? You were a great character while you last, but
I am determined not convinced is the word I meant. I'm convinced of the big theory is that Togashi wanted to kill him, but Shonen was like, that's too far even for you.
That's too far even for you. The man who could literally shit on our desk and we'd still give you a paycheck.
Glorious. But yeah, no, I'm because like I don't remember the manga at all. I will write a timestamp to like research the manga Red was talking about or something like that, because I will figure it out. There was a manga that Togashi recommended, like during one of his hiatuses. He was like, "Hey, I know you're fucking miss me, but instead of that, here's a manga I recommend to read." So I went out and read one of them. One of them, it starts off. The whole first, like, couple pages of the chapter is, like, literally introducing all these characters, and they look like they're going to be the main characters. It's like, wow, I'm going to do this. I'm going to be the adventurer, this new world. We're going to conquest this world. Next page, they're all gruesomely murdered. And it's like, lol, JK, here's the real main characters. I love that shit. I was like, what?
Okay, so I'm on my phone right now pulling up the user poll, that because we actually put up a poll inside of Planet Unity for the next topic that we're talking about. So, Red, any final thoughts on that? While I
I love manga that like fucking dick you around like that, because let's be honest here, we all like to be emotionally abused every once in a while. That's why ladies go for the bad boys. That's why people keep making mistakes, because we love that emotional dick ride.
Okay.
And that's what I want.
It's from hell.
Dude, like I want to cry. Oh, Terryfall.
I kind of want to play it in the background.
Right.
Even then, it's like, can you just die already? Can you just die? He doesn't need this shit.
Well, that's what, dude. Do you have any idea how much I would respect Oda if he killed off a Straw Hat? I want it. I want it bad.
Know damn well he won't.
I don't think he will, but I want it.
Okay, so
Imagine exactly how much of a dick slap it would be if Luffy died.
I actually think Luffy is gonna die, but after the story. I think it's gonna be like that. That's like the last, because Luffy has done so much shit that's shortened his life. Like, it's specifically like, this is going to shorten your life. And also, Luffy correlates heavily with the previous Pirate King, who died like 3 months after he became Pirate King. So I'm pretty sure he's gonna follow in that wake. Luffy's going to become Pirate King and die like 3 months after, and he'll be like, "At least I accomplished my dream," and then he'll die. I'm almost positive.
at least I found the One Piece, but I could have went to KFC.
Oh, I was like, what? All right.
Okay, so our next topic, I'm going to start off by reading off the user voted polls, and then we'll go over what our favorite versions of Spider-Man are. Spider-Man! Okay, so of course, leaving any open poll in a Facebook group, if you've ever done that, it's going to get trolled to oblivion and back. Yeah. So my smart ass, completely tired and exhausted from working all day, I'm like, you know what, I'm just going to be a lazy bastard and leave this poll completely open, not even put in one topic. And yeah, it got kind of fucking weird.
That's fine.
So first off, there's the...
What was the question before you...
So I just asked the members what their favorite version of Spider-Man was, and that we would feature them on the podcast and shout them out. So thanks to Chris Swan and Brian LeBrock, I think I'm saying your name right, for actually following the fucking rules of the poll, even after trolling it. Also thanks to every member, Michael Gaspard Jr., Alberto Rios, Isaiah, Ryan Gilbert, who was going to be on here, but unfortunately, due to the setup time, it kind of cut off. We're going to edit in his video he was going to just do on the air. Thanks to Zoe, thanks to Nathaniel and Noble, because you guys rock and actually follow the damn poll rules. And thanks to Cringelord Thurman, who is zucked by Facebook for posting shit he should not have posted during Death Battle's Purge.
The zuckening. No, are you going to read?
Okay, so the first one is that one Spider-Man series where we get all the good memes from.
Oh, that's the 60s Spider-Man.
Yes, that is, I believe it's either the 60s or the 80s. Let us know in the comments which it is, but it was the original cartoon for Spider-Man.
And I'm just sitting here masturbating. That's the meme, right?
Yeah, or my spider senses are tingling. Oh, boobies. And the second place vote was for nice open poll, dickhead. So, fuck you guys. You guys rock. Spider Pig, Spider Pig. That was Noble's vote.
Fucking Simpsons movie.
Yeah. My vote was also for the superior Spider-Man because it did not give a fuck what it did. And we had a couple more vote for that one. I want to smack everybody who voted for Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man. But
Is that Amazing Spider-Man?
that's the Amazing Spider-Man movies.
The ones before this new one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, the first one was decent, and then they just went to shit with number 2.
Pretty crazy.
It got so out there.
I watched both of them.
It went so out there. It did not even adhere to canon
I think
whatsoever.
the problem is that I don't read comics, so I can look at it from like an...
Wow, if only you could save your girlfriend faster than you could save your fucking cell phone.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, we know where his priorities lie.
I must save my hentai stash.
Well, my cell phone won't bitch at me about the casserole not being in the oven.
Okay, the second one, or the next one is all Spider-Man forms except for Tobey Maguire's emo one.
Black Cat on there. Yeah, Black Cat on that phone.
Yeah, let's talk about the Tobey Maguire emo Spider-Man 3 moment, please.
As an emo cringe lord, I can't judge.
Tobey Maguire's a good actor. It's just that will forever sully his career.
I mean, every actor has a moment that sullies their career.
What's his nuts from the Transformers movies?
It's like
Shia LaBeouf.
It's like the poll, the poll I put in our chat earlier. It was like Neo from Ruby.
Shia LaBeouf was great in Transformers.
I was like, would you fuck
everything
Neo?
else?
You know Neo from Ruby? I was like, would you fuck Neo? Yes, of course, or Keanu Reeves.
Okay, and then the Amazing Fantasy Spider-Man was the last one. Yeah, but his publicity stunts kind of ruined his career.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but like those kind of things, it's like, will that ruin his career, or will that? Because I still heavily believe in there's no such thing as negative publicity, because they only get more popular.
I mean, look at Paris Hilton or Kim Kardashian. If you want a form of negative publicity turning into positive publicity, it helps reinstate their careers.
They always do, man. It's all they care about is if they're popular enough for people to actually care.
Yep. So, you don't really have a favorite form of Spider-Man, do you?
Since I've only seen the MCU stuff, probably the most recent one.
Okay, so the one from
I'm
Homecoming.
not an American comic guy. I apologize.
Well, Homecoming was a fantastic movie.
Mm-hmm.
I must admit. It adhered to canon pretty well. Mine's superior because Doc Ock being inside of the brain and kind of doing all this weird shit and making him almost villainous to the point where Punisher comes after him and like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, what the fuck are you doing? Kind of moment. That was really fucking amazing. I also like anything where Spider-Man and Deadpool team up. It's just the fourth wall.
I really hope for Deadpool too, since they have a higher budget. They can, you know, I feel like, because wasn't there an interview with Hugh Jackman saying, I'm done with Wolverine, but I would do a cameo on Deadpool?
Yeah.
Oh, just give it to me.
Yeah, that would be funny.
Can you imagine if he just showed up?
This is a knife.
Like if they kept it completely secret, like it was somehow not leaked at all, and just like you go to see the movie and bam, there's Hugh, like that could be the fucking after credit scene, just like Hugh Jackman as Wolverine comes in, like what the fuck is happening?
Why isn't your mouth sewn shut? It was so much better that way.
This is my prized possession. Not that shit. Wham.
Shut it, Stanley.
Chris, you got a favorite version of Spider-Man?
I'd have to say, movie-wise, Tobey Maguire. Only because I grew up on his ass.
Yeah.
Comic book-wise, I think my favorite was Cosmic Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Simply because of one page. That's the one where it's just like, wow, Spider-Man, we wish we could have captured you solving this crime and stuff. It's like, you know, I can just rewind time and do it all over again for you. I can literally rewind time and do it again.
That's those ducks, man. He's got a bunch of ducks outside of his house.
Yeah. If I ever get hungry and broke, I can just, you know, snipe one from the fucking window here.
Do you need a permit for that or no?
Sure your dog doesn't laugh at you.
Barf?
Barf.
Barf?
Barf, 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 barf.
Yeah, but like, I guess the one thing I can say about the Spider-Man thing is recently I saw a video. Nice. Recently I saw a video. Like, and it was like kind of like analyzing like certain scenes from like the Amazing Spider-Man movie and the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movie. You know, and they talked about how like the Tobey Maguire one had so much more heart into it. Like there was that scene. Remember the scene like with the train fight?
Yes.
And then they're all like they carry him out of the train. Like
Yeah.
they see his face, but they choose to keep it a secret, like as people, and they carry him out, and it's like this really like beautiful thing. And they compared that with like a similar fight scene with the Amazing Spider-Man, where it was like not nearly as heartfelt. It focused more on like the stupid action scene rather than the emotions and stuff. And I was
Exactly.
Like, yeah.
You know, as much as I can shit on Sam Raimi's adaptations with Tobey Maguire, especially the dance scene, the fucking dance scene that had no purpose whatsoever being in that movie, other than this is high school, and that being it. It was hilarious as fuck, but it served no purpose in the film whatsoever.
The cringe, the motherfucking cringe.
It's like Thurman had become Spider-Man for a moment.
Timestamp. I'm gonna do a GIF. I'm gonna put Thurman's head over that bit of Spider-Man. What are you doing?
Okay.
What's happening?
I had to pull up the actual clock.
Oh, okay. Now,
That's
does that
20.
not fuck up the recording?
Yeah, so 3, 2, 1.
Okay. So wait, so every time I need a timestamp, I have to fucking ask you?
Yes.
That's stupid.
Yes, this is why we want Noble to do this
Okay.
remotely from now on. What was that, Mike?
I was sitting on it.
Oh,
Your
nice.
keys.
Yes, that was my keys. Hey!
It was consumed by my fat ass.
Timestamp.
Another one? Fantastic.
Okay, OBS, wake up.
Well, now, see, my thoughts for that timestamp. Have you ever watched Foamy the Squirrel?
Uh-huh.
Then your ass
Then your
has
ass has
consumed
consumed
another pair of underwear.
underwear.
And then instead of underwear, it'll be keys. Nice. Okay, so this is
But that's a legitimate conversation. Hold on, that's a good topic. Hold on. Chris, Foamy the Squirrel. Yeah?
Yes, fuck, that thing was amazing.
That was like my middle school, man. Oh gosh, holy shit! The ducks are literally
Go
like,
straight to your thighs.
the,
Down
dude,
your hips.
the fucking ducks! Like they're like surrounding this woman. The amount of ducks, I feel like she's gonna get hacked to death. The amount of ducks around this woman right now. Anyway, but
insert Adult Swim gif here.
point being, is that I just wanted to bring up one of my favorite voice memos from Chris that he's ever sent was when I mentioned your favorite Martian, and he was like, "Oh my God, somebody else likes your favorite Martian." Best thing ever.
Yeah, or fuck geese.
Oh yeah, the geese one. Yeah. One day we're gonna edit all of his amazing voice memos together.
Okay, so that was a quick one. This one ended at like 26 minutes. This one ended at like 13, I think. I don't fucking know. Because I don't want to keep having to go in 3, 2, 1, and then just restart the video. The most useful tool in video games.
Okay. Let's get the obvious one out of the way. Fucking bottle from Legend of Zelda.
Of course, the fucking bottle.
Which they didn't do anything with in Breath of the Wild.
Which
surprisingly.
surprised the fuck out
But
of
the
me.
bottle, up until Breath of the Wild, was like the god tier item.
Right?
There was even a video, there was a YouTuber, now I don't know if anyone will get this. Hold up, Chris. I don't know if anyone will get this, but there was a YouTuber by the name of Adam West's Lapdog. Did you remember him? He did a Legend of Zelda Abridged series, which by today's standards would be awful. But back then, when it was early days of YouTube, it was the funniest shit to me, because I was an idiot middle schooler. But one of my favorite, it's just not even funny at all, but it's like, because there's a mission in Majora's Mask where you win a bottle full of gold powder, and you use it to like do something with a weapon or something. So it's like, if you win, we'll give you a bottle of gold. And he's like, that's a shitty prize. It's like, we'll let you keep the bottle. That's the best prize ever! So, bottles, man.
Fucking bottles.
You can literally, there's missions where, you can hold an entire princess in one. Like, the bottles defy physics. It is like a trans-dimensional, it's like Hermione's purse. It's like the TARDIS. The bottles know no bounds.
You hold a princess in it.
Yeah, remember the Deku princess?
Yes.
Yeah, just...
It's a good thing Thurman's not here. Is there a hentai of that?
Oh, probably. I will Google it. I'm checking if there's Deku Princess hentai.
Oh my god.
Deku Princess hentai. Deku Princess hentai. Let's see if there's Deku Princess hentai.
Thurman's that.
Hold on, we gotta check. I bet you there is.
I'm sure there is. Okay, running shoes. The bike.
Oh
That's
gosh.
what I was about to fucking say.
Those things. There is. Oh.
Okay, you're over exaggerating. It's not that bad.
I'm sure there's a vor tag for that
Your-
shit too.
Your Deku stick is more like a Deku log, way bigger than all the ones I've seen. Are you really a Hylian in disguise or something? Just kidding.
And takedown.
No, we can read. People read fanfic all the time.
Oh.
Which, by the way, I am putting out a thing right now. If you are the first person to write fan fiction of us, we will read it on the podcast.
We're looking at you, Chris Swan.
Yeah. Also, our thing froze, unfortunately.
Start. Alright. I don't know what that was. Find out
One
though.
day, this will be streamlined and not bullshit.
Thanks for that. So we'll edit that part out as well because that was
It's gonna be a lot of editing this one.
yes it is. Giant fucking figure. And a tail that I got put on. Yay. Fucking do. I won't put that on the rest of the way later.
Here, you want me to shelf it?
Yes, shelf that.
Dude, that is dangerous. It's legitimately spiky on the top there.
Yes,
I
it
can
is.
shank you with that.
Ah, nice.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's sexy. All right, here I will have the honor of picking where it goes on the shelf.
That is perfectly fine with me.
You're so much shit already. I'm feeling this one over here, maybe.
Yeah.
Well, maybe.
We have a
Maybe here.
Jim Henson's Labyrinth poster book.
This is my life now.
40 removable posters.
I do love your nerd cave.
Nice.
That is pretty cool. There's also a Ultimate Visual History you can buy on the Loot Vault.
So much bullshit.
I know, right?
How about if I can? Oh, these arms move, dude.
Dude, fucking sexy.
Here, I kind of have to have them up a bit so I can actually like sort of it stands. Oh my gosh, look at that thing! It's horrifying.
Yeah.
What is this thing? I know it's from D&D.
It's a Demogorgon posable figure. Adult collectible, not a toy. Package contains one figure.
How about that?
That works perfectly fine. He will protect all the lootware. And it also has a sharp object warning on the background.
My friend Andrew will jizz about this.
Torment him with it.
Oh.
And we got Legends
Andrew,
of...
David, how much to buy this so I can give it to my friend Andrew? Are you a fan of Labyrinth? Because however much of a fan you are of Labyrinth, you're not as much as him.
We'll discuss that later.
Like literally, no. Let's talk about my buddy Andrew. Obsessed with fucking Labyrinth. It's his favorite movie of all time, which I don't get because I watched it. It's kind of bullshit. It's kind of not bullshit, but it's just kind of like to me.
Yeah.
It's very just
Right. We can discuss that off air.
Well, yeah, my friend was well now it's just a topic. Can we just discuss Labyrinth for a bit? And it's part of the topic.
Yeah.
Like so. Just moving stuff. Like, what do you think about Labyrinth? Chris, you seen Labyrinth?
No.
It's, I don't know, what the fuck is that?
Hey, Chris.
The fuck?
Dragon Age copper mug.
Nice. You can have yourself a Moscow Mule.
Exactly what I was thinking.
Like, I'm so tempted to get Loot Crate, but at the same time, I don't need that much shit.
I mean, there's groups dedicated to reselling some of the items. That's where a lot of my shit ends up now.
Oh, my friend Andrew's gonna fucking die. I'm
You're going to torment him.
I have to. Oh.
Okay, but yeah, that's from Dragon Age, Inquisition, Grey Warden Copper Mug.
So Andrew, I'm over at David's, and he just unlocks his Loot Crate, and I feel like you're going to be jealous. Oh boy.
40 removable posters.
He's gonna be fucking... He's gonna die. Don't worry, this isn't... I don't consider this unprofessional because it's funny.
Exactly. So,
Ooh. Oh, that shirt though!
yeah.
My quivering pussy.
Yeah,
Triggered.
Legend of Zelda Master Sword layered long sleeve t-shirt. Licensed by Nintendo, designed by Loot Crates. This is the Kingdom DX crate.
Dude, and I just know how much Andrew's gonna want that. That's awesome.
Yeah, but yeah, this
So
shirt.
Loot Crate DX, like, is the entire point of it, like, you just get better shit? Or, like-
Exactly. Sexy ass long sleeve t-shirt.
So how does it compare to, like, is it the same theme as the normal Loot Crate?
It's the same theme.
Better
It's,
shit?
Each box basically contains roughly $200 worth of merch for $59.99.
Really? Well, hold on, wait, let's go over that. What did you get? So you got that?
That giant figure, which
And-
those go...
Oh, those usually go for like 80.
Exactly.
That's crazy. How
Yeah.
do they fucking do that?
Yeah,
What am I, I'm always sitting on shit on your stupid bed.
you just got penetrated by my vape
yeah.
mod.
I did.
Pop your brown cherry there.
Oh.
Wow, I didn't know Babe made you that gay.
Didn't know who made me gay?
Vape made you that
Oh,
gay because you said
Hey, you do it too, Chris.
the
I don't do it as much as David does.
Dude, you know what? Test that fucking mug. Get some alcohol. Why not?
It's got styrofoam in it.
Oh man, like alcohol isn't worse for you than
No,
styrofoam.
no, David, you're gonna use that correctly. You're gonna make a fucking Moscow Mule. I will teach you how.
What do I need? Because I have quite a bit of liquor here.
Come on, let's do it live.
Okay. Okay, that's what you do. You get ice.
This is entertaining.
Ginger beer.
I don't have ginger beer.
Make as much as you
Do you
can.
have any ginger ale?
Nope. That's something I did not get while I was out today.
What all do you have in soda then?
Mountain Dew and Monster.
Fucking Christ.
Exactly.
I do feel like you should make some sort of drink for that cup, though.
I guess try fucking Mountain Dew then.
Ew.
Do you have a lime at all? Lime or lemon?
No, I have mango.
David, you're a fucking heathen.
Fuck you. You don't even drink.
You call yourself a past bartender?
Dude, this is what's left over, okay? I got Blue Sirocco, I got Green Apple Pucker.
I pulled up almost all the way with ice. Pour in some of the soda, and then pour in 2 shots of vodka.
You should.
It'll be extremely fucking cold, and that's how it's supposed to be made.
Alright, one sec.
Well, wait. Are you gonna bring it back and make the drink here? Though?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
Cool.
grabbing some ice.
All right. So yeah. Let's see here. I really wish I could give that labyrinth thing to my friend because I guarantee you he'd want it more than David would. All right. Well, let's see here. What's the next topic? Well, David's gone. Where the fuck did that go? Bleh. Dying. Okay. Let's see. Well, that was. Did you have any most useful tool in video games? Because we started with the bottle, and then the fucking Loot Crate came.
Like I said, running shoes. Ability to be able to double jump.
Now, is that a tool?
There are some games where it requires a tool for you to be able to do it.
True.
Any of the gadget shit from Sly Cooper.
Oh, yeah. By the way, my friend that I was tormenting with, Motherfucker. Give. Focus. You piece of shit.
Got eyes?
Give.
What? Give me the ball. $45.
You're a little fucking bitch. You know that? You paid $50 for the whole box. Go fuck yourself.
It's a $200 value. Ah, shit.
Friendly discount, bitch.
Oh, can I have some of that? Just like plain? Or is it only your Mountain Dew?
No. Let me grab
You have a
your glass.
glass? Alright, thanks, man. Appreciate it. Oh gosh. What are you doing?
I'm just making sure
I
that
thought you were gonna clean it out with your ass. Or fart in the cup or some shit. This is starting to feel more like an off topic.
Right? I'm going to have to get some ginger ale for my bar.
David, official response to my friend who wants you to give it to him. Go ahead.
$25 to $45, preferably highball. I'm a broke bitch.
I literally tried. I was like, David, how much do I have to pay you for that? Because I want to give it to Andrew.
Or just pay for the rest of my ticket.
Right on, shit. Thanks. Fuck that.
Actually, did you guys get the tickets yet?
Oh, I'm getting paid tomorrow, and then I can. I haven't had enough in fucking Reservoir, but I've been keeping an eye on them. They're not going anywhere. I got literally fucked with my hours.
Same.
Yeah, don't judge me. Literally, I've been really stressed out about it. About getting these tickets. You want to know how much I had in my bank how much I had in my bank right now actually until I get paid? $25. It's not good.
What the fuck?
Oh yeah, I live week to week sometimes, man.
Dude, how? What did you spend your money on?
Let's see here. Let's go to Chase. Well, my last paycheck was $135. I told you I didn't have a lot of hours.
Double shot.
I'm considering getting a second job actually if I don't get my hours are going back up now that the construction's done.
Not really hard again.
Say again. Speak. Oh, we're cutting out.
Okay, 1 sec. Give it a second.
You guys are cutting out real bad again.
Yeah,
Yep, I see what's happening.
Would some triple sec help that, or no? 1 second.
David,
Triple sec, yeah. Let's go ahead and throw some in there, I guess.
Yeah, considering I don't have the official ingredients.
I am sad. I am sad about my lack of. Wait, how much? So,
What
Chris.
you're supposed to do is you're supposed to have that ginger ale. You're supposed to squeeze a lime.
I know how to make one. It's just
Is
don't.
Mountain Dew with vodka good? I feel like that'd be bad.
About to find out. I've never done this
I
before.
feel like it's too sweet.
No, it's good.
Really?
Not bad.
You're not in the camera, smartass.
Very, 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 very fucking strong though.
Yeah.
I'm shutting up my Xbox because it might be.
Very, 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 very,
Let's
very
just
fucking
go over
strong.
how poor Red is, okay? So again, this is just to give you an idea of the little hours that I had. One of my paychecks last month was $95. This is for 2 weeks, and the other one was $129.
It's okay, buddy.
Thank you. It's coming back up now, but it's gonna take a while to recover from that.
Right? Okay, I'm facing that with some straight Mountain Dew. Holy shit.
So yeah, are we better? Is our connection better now, Chris?
Yeah.
Okay,
I shut
good.
up my Xbox One.
Oh, I'm sorry we had to make a talk. Okay. Useful tools in
Shelf.
Oh.
useful tools in video games, David.
Useful tools in video games. I already went over some of mine, like the running shoes, the bike. Then we got interrupted by the Loot Crate unboxing, and then
I asked Chris, he said a couple, and
we had to split the video.
Double jump in game, and then any of the gadgets from Sly Cooper.
Another one would be any of the boss weapons in Mega Man, if you want to count them.
Ooh, you know what I can bring up? With Ape Escape, what something I loved using a lot was the monkey radar.
Oh my god, yes.
And because you move the analog stick in the directions, and it would like vibrate whenever you were in the right. It was such a satisfying thing to use.
You brought up the bottles as well. I gotta say
I knew where you were going with that. Yes, it was satisfying because I had it on my junk. Okay.
Okay. I gotta say the hook shot.
And then the double hook shot in Twilight Princess.
Exactly. Those
You
were
just Spider-Man around.
It was really satisfying too, especially in Twilight Princess if you used like the Wii remote. It was actually pretty satisfying.
Yeah, I mean, there were like a handful of games on the Wii that actually used the Wii controls well.
Twilight Princess was one of them.
Yeah, and Mario Galaxy was the perfect way to use it. A lot of people hate on Skyward Sword. I thought it was pretty good.
I just did not like having to buy the extra peripheral for it.
Oh, Motion Plus. Yeah, I got the thing where it came with the gold controller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you had to admit, having to have the Wii Motion Plus was a bitch.
Yeah.
Because they did not
It should
stop
have been built
them
in. Yeah.
for like 6 months after the initial release. Oh yeah, and I love the banner flag pin that we got too.
Oh.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, I should probably send that response to Andrew. But yeah, no. So Andrew's official response in all caps is, let me send that. Is motherfucker, give the Bowie. In all response. I knew he'd want it.
Yeah.
So sad.
I mean, I gave you my response.
No, I know.
I mean, okay, so
Anyway, what's the next topic?
next topic is, I'm not even gonna bother getting in any timestamp on that because of the fucking bullshit that we have to go through for that this time. Video games that should not exist.
Should not exist. Any of those bullshit shovelware things that are on the PS2 and Wii, because of how popular the PS2 and Wii were, that were immediately shovelwared.
Oh god. There's one that was released in Germany. The JonTron did a video about it back in the day. It was like the Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs thing. That there got me like, what the fuck was that shit?
God damn it, it's all good.
Prototype 2.
You didn't like the bio butt bomb thing. That was fucking hilarious. Especially GameStop's pre-order commercial for that. That was fucking funny.
Oh, yeah.
Just you're sitting there.
The Biobomb thing for it, but this is what I'm saying. Prototype 2 should not have been a sequel. It should have been its own fucking standalone game.
Ooh, I just thought of one too. What's his name?
The first game was so much infinitely better to me as compared to the second one that was just so bad.
Yeah,
I got one. Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts.
I enjoyed that.
Well, in conjunction with what he said, it should not have had the Banjo-Kazooie name on it. Because it alone was an okay concept, building cars and shit. I have a friend who loves that game. But it kind of was a slap in the face with a giant horse cock to every Banjo-Kazooie player. You know?
Yep. I enjoyed like the building of the cars part. That was really fun.
Don't you think that it shouldn't have had the Banjo-Kazooie name though?
I mean, it could have had Rare on it in general.
After Fable 3.
Should have just been an original game.
Yeah. Anything after Fable 3? What was that one? The Journey that was the Kinect exclusive one?
Yeah, the Journey.
Yeah.
It was literally a rail shooter.
I mean, that's all you can fucking do on Kinect.
You know, as great of concept as the Kinect was, and I'm going to say on here, I actually enjoyed having the Kinect, especially the Star Wars game where you could be the Rancor and just rampage.
Yeah.
I'm just sitting there drunk one day with a couple of buddies. I'm just stomping around, like destroying shit, and one of my friends actually fell into the freaking table, passed out, and it still was registering his motions.
All right.
That's how good the Kinect can be.
Oh yeah. I mean, the only problem is like, have you ever seen games that they try to give you free range of motion? There's that horror game where you have to lift your leg to walk. So you're just standing there like this, or to walk. Like, have you seen? Lift your leg up, and I just kind of awkwardly hold it there to walk.
Are you talking about that?
There was like one horror game made for it.
I can't remember the fucking name of it. Where you could like throw the discs and shit.
Yep.
And all. Yeah, that was fun. I mean, The Kinect is a great thing for drunken parties. Outside of that, it had no purpose whatsoever.
Hold up, I noticed the Blu-ray of Ruby over there.
Yes.
Hand that shit to me. I want to see that.
That's the beacon steel button.
Oh.
The Kinect was also good for voice commands on certain games.
Sorry.
Skyrim, you could sit there, have it connect with it, and you'd be able to do all the shouts through Kinect.
I remember I had a noise complaint when I lived in Portland because I
should
was
silence this. I apologize. Go ahead.
talk about being a professional, Red.
No, I'm not used to being in the same room again.
Okay. Anyway, I had the cops call because I was screaming "Fustro da!" constantly.
Meanwhile, unsheathing this is like unsheathing my cock. It's glorious.
No comment.
It's a Ruby Volume 1 through 3. Oh, the good ones.
4 wasn't bad.
You're the one that you were like, hey, I'm really like. At first, you were all weird with me, thinking it was bad, and then you came and you were like, hey, I'm actually really worried about Volume Ruby.
Yeah.
I'm worried with the future of Ruby.
Yeah, I mean, I am and I'm not. I mean, story-wise, it's great, but fights and shit, it's not.
Even story, like,
It's a little weaker.
I don't like the MacGuffin thing. You know what that means, right? MacGuffin is when you devolve a story to, there's these mystical artifacts, and you have to interrogate if you collect them all, it makes this thing happen. Mystical artifact. That's bullshit.
So like the Zelda.
Yeah, but that's a fucking video game. Listen, I don't play Zelda for the plot. I really don't. It's it's gameplay-wise.
So every single video game ever.
Sure. I don't play video games for the plot. I never have. I'm gonna watch any video game that prioritizes its plot. I watch people play on the internet because it probably doesn't prioritize its gameplay. That's why I watch That's why I don't want to play Telltale. That's why I don't play visual novels. So I don't like RPGs typically.
Oh come on! You can't tell me you want to play a Telltale game just to see what kind of fucking extreme shit you can do.
Yeah, but you can see all those options on the internet.
Yeah. But it's so much fun to experience it yourself.
And you can watch
Like,
the...
oh, let's choose the not be a nice guy option. It's like, throw a fucking dick and I'm gonna eat your ass.
My favorite ProZD Vine of all time. ProZD, I'm sure you all know him. Yeah, you send me shit from him all the time, Chris. It's just, fucking. He's just like it's like when a dialogue option is a lot more intense than you thought, and it's like all the options and Y is hello. It's just like so he clicks hello. It's like hello, fucker. I'm gonna kill your whole family for fun. He's like what? Fucker.
Chill.
Because that happens, right? Like, yeah, that's a good topic. When you're playing a video game, you click the option, and then it's like not even at all what you clicked.
Exactly.
It's like, what the fuck?
That's why I got a specific mod for Fallout 4.
Where it says everything?
Where just like the sarcastic, nice guy, whatever options, it actually sit there and say the whole line.
Yeah, because like, a lot of times it's like, wait, what? Like, I remember...
Sarcastic, like, yeah, I guess I'm gonna make pizzas out of your penis and throwing it in the oven and shit there. Whatever.
One of my favorite playthroughs of Fallout 4 is the Team 4-star playthrough. Remember did you ever watch that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's so good. And the climactic moment of that playthrough is when they walk in, their son walks out, and they kill him immediately. They're like, you motherfucker! Oh, that was our son.
What? Mission failed?
No, you don't fail. They allow you to kill him.
I know.
Which is, and they were really determined. They were like, we're not going to go back on our save. Decisions we make are permanent. So like they had to deal with the fact that they punched their son immediately.
Okay, another video game.
Oh, and then they got the cannibalistic. Hold on, one last thing. They got the cannibalistic perk and came back and ate their son. They were like, he shall rejoin us.
One of us.
Dude, watch Team 4-star's playthrough of Fallout 4. It is fucking gold.
Yes. Okay, another video game that should not exist. And as much as I love Duke Nukem,
I'm gonna shit down your throat and eat your asshole.
as much as I love Duke Nukem Forever, we waited 14, 15 years for that steaming pile of fucking shit.
There's actually a scene in that game where you can sit there, pick up shits from a toilet and throw them around, and you're just like, why am I doing this? Oh, God.
Oh, wow, is it each volume? I mean,
Literally walk around with fucking shits in your hands, and then you can just sit there and look at the mirror all day long. You're like, I look my ass.
See, I remember that game being funny, just not good gameplay wise.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not like the Deadpool game.
Let's be honest. The Deadpool game didn't need to exist either.
Yeah, you know what happened? You know what I did with the Deadpool game? The week, or not the week. Whenever family. Oh, I forget you don't live in Sparta. Whenever the nearest family video had it in stock, I rented it and I beat it in a day and I returned it.
A day?
Oh yeah.
It took like 4 hours.
That's what I meant. A day. Point being, I just wanted to see all the jokes. Oh, my nose is just. I always get allergied the fuck out of everything when I get here.
We're not gonna put our penis in that thing, are we?
But you know, another thing we can talk about too is like how sad I am that I don't buy Blu-rays because like they're beautiful, but I just see no reason to buy them when I can get shit digitally. And I miss having physical shit because it's awesome. But like really, if I have the option to go to YouTube and watch this, or open this up, get my Blu-ray player, put it in, go through the menu, click, okay, now I'm watching, I'm going to go watch on YouTube. It's just how it works.
Well, here's the thing. The Blu-ray discs usually have a lot of bonus content. All that crap.
Yeah. Does it have bonus content?
A lot of bonus.
Bonus content! Gavin furiously fucking Barbara in the back alley. Oh! Oh!
Don't sue us!
No, bro. Rooster Teeth loves jokes. Also, Barbara, by the way, totally okay with gross jokes. Have you ever heard
I
her?
know.
She literally
She
does
has
not
a
give a
mouth
fuck.
worse than
Yeah.
mine.
If I said that in front of Barbara right now, she would laugh. She or either laugh or say that was a shitty joke. She would not be insulted.
That was just shit.
Yeah.
You are shit.
No, Barbara, and what's great too is Barbara's voice, her normal voice,
Is Yang.
it just sounds like Yang. So when she's making comments about her vagina, it just sounds like Yang saying it.
I can never.
She was talking about a homeless person who telling her to like, you wash your vagina, and she's like, I think I washed it this morning. And then Gavin was like, well, was it dirty? It's like, no, I washed it.
That reminds me of one of my favorite videos to ever exist on the internet, and that was all the bloopers for the English dub of Kill la Kill.
Yeah.
And now I'm just going to show you my vagina.
Kamui Senketsu! I'm a stripper!
I remember some other ones, like there was one part when it was the monkey dude in there or whatever. They're just like, bite me! No, seriously, bite me, bite me, bite me!
Oh, by the way, One Piece spoilers. Literally the chapter I read right before I came here, which I did record my reaction to. I'm actually gonna fucking upload it tonight.
I mean, you could upload it now.
I should do that. But we'll wait till the call, so it's not fucking that up.
Yeah.
But so unless, and this is why and I say this in the video, I don't know to trust Oda, because one of Oda's biggest flaws as a writer is the fact that he does not commit to character deaths. He dicks you around. So a guy literally just Pedro, the fucking do you read One Piece yet?
Kamui Senketsu.
Nice. Did you read One Piece today?
No, I haven't.
Fuck, I shouldn't say this then.
Dude, do you think I give a shit about spoilers when Thurman spoils everything?
Okay, do you remember Pedro, the lion guy that's traveling with him? At the end of the chapter, he blows himself up.
Of
Like,
course.
no, legitimately, dynamite, like fucking on his jacket. He goes over to fucking the person, because basically, you remember the candy guy?
Mhm.
He's like encoding their ship in candy, like hard candy, and they can't leave. So he
I want to
he
make
runs
a
up-
joke with the strapping dynamite, but I'm not going to.
Oh, I knew you were going for that. He runs up to this guy, and he's just because basically he says to Carrot, he's like, I think these straw hats are the people that our people have been waiting for, the people that will change this world, which many people have said, you know what's going to happen, they're going to fucking upheave the world, and he's just like, and plus, remember, he only has a couple years left of his life anyway, because Big Mom took them.
Yep.
So he's basically like, I knew this was going to be my last journey anyway, I'm going to go fucking sacrifice myself. So he just, huge ass explosion. If he survives that, fuck Oda and everything he stands for.
You heard it here on Control Chaos episode 12.2 because I split the fucking tape.
Mm-hmm.
Boom!
Not that I won't read. I still read One Piece, but I will lose respect for Oda because I can't stop reading One Piece. It's still good, but I would lose a lot of respect for Oda because he's dicked us over. Because this is the first time since we had Pell and we had Igaram. One Piece. I know you may not care, but One Piece fans will care. Pell, the Birdman, literally he carried a bomb out of a town so it wouldn't kill the town. And he was holding it with his fucking talons because he was a bird person. and he exploded and he was fine. He just showed back up with some crutches like, yeah, I'm fine. Like, what? You exploded! And then Igaram...
I watched you die!
And then Igaram, another bomb on the ship that he was on, he was fine. So here's another person exploding, and I'm like, okay, Oda. Those other deaths those other explosions were so long ago. Like over 10 years ago. Maybe you've changed. I'll give you a chance.
So, I'm going to say this one here, and this one's going to piss Thurman off. For games that should not exist. Any fucking spin-off to Mario other than Paper Mario. The 3DS ones, the Mario and Luigi, are fucking pointless. They're fun, but they're pointless.
I played Bowser's Inside Story on the DS. I really enjoyed it.
They're fun, but they are pointless. They have no canonical purpose whatsoever.
There's no story in Mario. I don't give a fuck.
They are filler.
Exactly.
But here's the thing. Mario is not for story. No.
But
There's no
I can
filler.
say this and not have a 3.5 hour long fucking argument with Thurman.
Mm-hmm.
This is my payback for you, Thurman, for fucking bailing on us.
Thurman rant. This motherfucker has a constantly beeping fire alarm that he will not take the batteries out of.
Do you know how simple that is? You reach up, you get the poor person ladder out. This chair right here will do fine. And you stand up and you twist the fucking thing and out my ass.
I figured, we're on camera. I should smack your ass. Leave a like every time I smack David's ass. But what was I gonna say? Yeah, I mean,
dude.
Oh, one more thing I want to bring up too with the not trusting manga. I saw a comment on the Hunter x Hunter Reddit the other day because Hunter x Hunter is going back on hiatus. I just read the last chapter for now, although it's come back at the end of the year. But there was a comment. There was a comment on the Hunter x Hunter Reddit that I loved.
Oh, it's coming back this week?
Yeah, I'm glad you liked it. We'll edit that in if you want. But here, you're in. Oh, okay, I thought you were black. I keep looking at that one. So basically, there was a comment and it was like, you know what? Fuck Hunter x Hunter. I need to find a series that treats me better. All this up and down emotions. And then the reply was like, bullshit. No other series fucks you as good as Hunter x Hunter. If Hunter x Hunter called you at 3 a.m. to come over to its house to fuck him, you would. I just love that I love that analogy. It's just like bullshit. You're leaving. No one else fucks you as good as Hunter x Hunter does.
I mean, it's fucked us for what, 15 years now?
Right, but it's like that X, and I wouldn't know about this, but I can assume you guys can. It's like that X that breaks your heart over and over again, but the sex is so good that you're like, well, I mean,
you want to have one last hurrah?
That's Hunter x Hunter.
So,
and Promise, like this is the comparison I've made, right? Promise Neverland is like that girl that's like, no, I'll treat you right. Look, I have good story. I'm consistent. I promise I'll treat you right. Just come to me, and I'm like, but Hunter x Hunter though. It's like, but no, don't listen to her. Don't listen to him. That's literally my life. Right? And now that Hunter x Hunter's back on hiatus, I'm gonna be catching up with Promise Neverland again. And then once it comes back, I'll be like, fuck you, bitch.
The hiatus is going back on hiatus.
Hey. Okay.
Hiatus. Now entering its hiatus again.
Yeah, the hiatus is the state of norm. Although, notice that he's slowly shortening the gap.
I mean, last year it was
a year.
The last time it was like what, 3 years?
I think so, yeah. 2 or 3.
And then as soon as it back off hiatus, Berserk goes on hiatus.
Yo, yeah, that's why it's clearly the same author.
So let's see if Berserk comes back now.
Dude, yeah, that'd be amazing.
You can have a placeholder instead of Hunter x Hunter.
I love the idea that they're the same fucking author, just like juggling these two amazing series.
Okay, so the next one is the top 3 authors.
Oh, tit fuck.
You know, I've never actually sat down and thought about what authors.
And this is everything, not just manga.
Exactly. So I'm like, huh. If this would have been mangaka, I could have done this in like 20 seconds.
Yeah.
Thinking about authors, I don't read as much as I used to when I was in high school.
Yeah, well, that was when you were forced to. Chris, do you have yours?
I know at least 2 of them, I believe. Christopher Polanyi, the guy that wrote the Aragon series, is one of my favorite authors of all time.
And like talk about my thoughts on how we're gonna do this topic is like talk about their writing styles and like what like tropes they do that we like in their style of writing.
What I
Is
like
that
about him
not
is
just
that
Roiland
his
again?
whole thing for writing the book series of Aragon
Game Grumps.
was, I think he only lived in Montana, and he'd just go to his backyard and he's like, wow, fantasy shit, I wonder what would happen if I wrote a book about this. 800-page books.
Nice.
I
Enough
mean,
to kill a man every single book, and I think his longest one was almost 1,000.
well, that was Brissinger, the last one?
It's either Prestige or Inheritance.
Yeah, I think Inheritance was the final one. That's the one I still need to get.
Aragon, Eldest, Brissinger, and Inheritance.
Yeah, I still need to get Inheritance. Shit.
Brissinger is actually my favorite one out of that whole series because, oh my god.
There's so much detail in that book. It was,
Oh my god.
May I ask a rule clarification question? When we say writers, does it have to be books, or can it be like writers of TV shows, writers of like what do you think?
Writers of TV shows and shit too. I'm just saying my favorite author.
I know, I was just asking. I was asking for me, Chris. That was
yeah, because I think he
all
wants.
writers.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
just
don't-
wanted to make sure. Continue. Go ahead, Chris.
But yeah, what I love about Christopher Polanyi is he goes into a lot of detail about things. Like when there's an area that he's describing, he will describe almost every single blade of grass and all that shit.
Oh, I love it.
And
Loving
my
it.
favorite part of the book for Singer is when they're forging Aragon's sword. Because what they did is they made it to where this lady was never able to make another sword again. She took an oath that she'd never make another sword with her own hands. And so they decided that they're going to use magic in order to make it to where Aragon is actually physically doing it, but she's using magic in order to be able to control his body.
A zip.
So they do that,
Use the
and
keys to that,
they
very
just
cool.
put so much detail into that whole part. It was a thing of fucking beauty. It's like, I have never seen something so interesting in any series as far as like using mind control in order to be able to help forge a weapon.
That is cool.
It-
That sounds cool. I should read Aragon. I've heard a lot about it.
It's a really good series.
It was really good. The movie was lackluster.
I imagine, yeah.
That movie.
Aren't they always?
That movie hurt my soul.
Here's a question. Is there any movie that adapts a book good, ever? Does anyone have one that exists?
Harry Potter.
Harry.
The first 2 were okay, I think. Because that's one of those rare things where I actually have read all the books and seen all the movies. Very shortly after each other, by the way. Because when I was getting into Harry Potter, the last movie was about to come out. That's when I was reading the series. So, yeah, it was perfect.
Yeah.
I remember reading all the books myself too. I remember
Dude, they fucked Dobby hard in the movies.
evil in the movie.
They're like,
Well, I'm trying to remember one of the things that bothered me the most. It was even little things I noticed too, like it's like the changes they make are so random. Like I think in the book it was specified that Hermione was wearing like a blue dress to the prom, and then it was a pink dress. I'm like, why can't you just be accurate? Why does it care? Well, who cares?
you guys feminism.
I would pay to see an 8-hour-long, completely accurate to the book movie.
Yep. Everyone would. It's just like it's just like how Hollywood had to realize that, because remember how they were scared that an R-rated superhero movie wouldn't work, and then it became the most fucking successful thing in the world. Remember?
Like Deadpool.
That's what I'm saying, right? Right now Hollywood is scared that wouldn't work, and guess what? If someone did it, it would become the most successful thing in the world. Chris, can you flip your thing on our side? You're sideways for some reason.
Yeah.
I don't know why it's doing that.
Okay, well, good. Anyway, but yeah, it's just Hollywood doesn't realize that would sell amazingly. Also, our camera's being stupid again. Are we cutting out for you, Chris?
Oh god, you guys are lagging like crazy again.
Yep.
I see that.
Yeah, you're cutting out really bad. Your video's not even catching up. It's been stuck for like 10 seconds.
Okay.
Wait, maybe not. Okay, I think we're back. Are we back?
3, 2, 1.
Are we back, Chris?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Fucking. I wonder if you're. See, you got I know you're supposed to have the fiber shit, but like, can it not handle 2 Skype things?
I think he's on Candy Crush as well in the other room.
Oh, Candy Crush really saps that Wi-Fi.
Well, I mean,
I have no idea.
I'm assuming Mom's watching Netflix as well.
Just all the things.
Yeah. So
Gosh, my Wi-Fi would have literally killed itself by now. It would have
it
found a
would've-
way to shut itself off.
More.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
Your net would have Cobained itself.
It's fine. I'll just text her.
Okay, so you text your mom.
Handle all of this porn.
That would be do you look at my fucking camera feed there? I'm fucking twirling my pen and it's catching up.
I'm just sitting here twiddling my dick.
Okay, I guess I'll list one of mine, and that's Stephen King, because certain characters of his carry throughout all of his shit. Like look at the Dark Tower, even the movie adaptation that was complete fucking trash. Do not see it. It is trash. They tried to adapt the entire series into one movie.
Gosh, our fucking shit's lagging.
Yeah, I see that. Sorry if this is lagging really bad on your end. We'll try to enhance it. But yeah, they tried to adapt the entire book series into one movie. So that kind of fucked the entire thing.
Can you see me beating my wall?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we should probably, again, I think we're gonna have to consistently, every time this happens, close out recall, because it's not getting better.
Yep. So we're going to split here.
Yeah, it's gonna be delicious, beautiful editing until we can get Noble to fucking do this.
Yeah. So 3, 2, 1.
Go.
Yeah. Okay. So we are just going to do audio only.
For the rest of this one, we're gonna do audio, and then we'll just have to tell Noble that it didn't work. I mean, it was an experiment.
Get that echo.
Yeah.
It was an experiment.
Okay. So experiment failed for right now. No big deal.
Well, get rid of the video.
Let me take off my video then.
Okay. So
Turn off all the video, because that'll get rid of the lag. Hopefully. Okay, now do you have it?
Like a lot less.
okay. There we
So
go.
now where is it recording from now?
It's still recording on here.
It just records straight from the Skype application?
Yep.
Okay.
So we don't need the pop-up ad that we can make this a video call.
So we're not going to use the blue snowball like we normally do?
Yeah, it's still recording through that.
Oh, so that's where our audio goes into Skype from?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, one last question, and then we'll get back to it. You recording right now?
Yeah, it should be. Yeah, it's recording. So.
Okay, so go ahead. Stephen King. Go.
So Stephen King, and I was already done with that aspect, and then I was going to let you go on to yours, but then we had the lag. So.
Okay. So I assume we're all doing a 3, and then 2, and then another one, because we're all going to do a couple, right?
Yeah, I
Okay.
mean, we don't really need to even do 3 if we don't have 3.
All right. Well, I'm looking up the guy. Hold on. I'm trying to look up what his name is. The guy who did the thing that I'm talking about here. Okay. So my number 3 is. It's the guy that wrote Breaking Bad. What's his name? Vince Gilligan.
Okay.
Breaking Bad is amazing. Don't you fucking okay me.
I didn't expect that to be number 3. I figured that'd be a little higher up. But
No, because my top 2 are manga, because I'm a nerd. So, Chris, I'm assuming you've seen Breaking Bad, Chris?
No.
Oh.
what?
I haven't been able to. I don't have Netflix, and I also have never been able to record it on DirecTV.
No. Boo.
I'll let you use my fucking login information sometime if you want. What was I saying? But it just, no live action show has really ever captured my interest as much as that.
I can respect that.
Yeah, and it's just so, the way he writes shit, the way he writes plot twists, the shit with finding out at the end of that one season, spoilers by the way, the shit with finding out at the end of that one season that he was the one that poisoned that kid. Remember the way they revealed that, where it was like, because it starts off at the beginning of that season with him looking at like a pot of flowers, but you have no idea like what that signifies. He's just kind of doing that, and it seems like a random detail. And then at the end, it's revealed that that pot of flowers is that flower that they're like, oh yeah, wow, he got poisoned with what is that one?
Lunch is
Oh, but they're like, oh wow, they're like, man, yeah, I guess the poison was some sort of plant, so I guess he just ran into the yard and somehow, I don't know, like, oh wow, that's weird, and then it flashes to the plant he was looking at in the beginning, and it was that kind of plant. Same thing with the way they handled Gus and like everything with that. It's been a while since I've watched it, but I just remember being on the edge of my seat for so much of that series. It's such a well thought out series in the way that I love shit to be thought out. It's the Togashi of live action shows, because that's what I like. I like well thought out, overly detailed shit that takes a long time to do, because I like drawn out shit more than I like rushed shit. And that's what, because my dad was watching Breaking Bad, and he always told me he thought it was taking too long. He was like, oh my gosh, there's so much. I was like, dude, be patient. It's called storytelling. A good story has to blue balls you a bit to get you to that great orgasm. Am I right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Speaking of TV show not artists, authors, I just remembered one of my favorites. I think his name is Michael Hurst. And I'm not sure if you guys have watched Vikings or heard of another TV show called The Tudors.
There was that one Doctor Who episode where they referenced Vikings. Remember?
But The Tudors and Vikings were both Emmy winning.
Oh.
Yep.
And Michael Hurst is the author for them. And what I love about this man is mostly for Vikings. My mom watched The Tudors all the fucking time, and I didn't really care for it. But Vikings is my TV show. I love this shit more than anything.
You know who writes it?
One of my favorite bands. It's introduced me to one of my favorite actors of all time.
Oh, I know. I love that shit. Yeah, I'm trying to lay down. Okay, there we go.
My favorite band for that show is Bodruna, because they're a legit Viking band. They literally sing using ancient instruments. They sing in the Elder Fruthag language. They do all that shit. All their songs are about the runes and all that, and the whole TV show is just amazing. Travis Fimmel is one of my favorite actors in all of history, and the way they wrote the show was so fucking perfect.
Examples?
Oh my god. You grew up with the main character of it. You saw him be like a 21-year-old farmer to being a near 60-year-old man.
And I'm assuming it's done like smoothly and naturally, not rushed.
It's done smoothly. It's not rushed at all. In fact, they wanted to rush it. They wanted to rush the show and do the end of Ragnar's reign as king in season 1, but they decided to keep it going until the second part of season 4. It was basically almost season 5 when his reign ended.
I like it.
So to pass the torch on to new characters. And spoiler, he dies. But that's historical fact. The show is based off of actual history.
Yep.
The Great Heathen War and all that. Ragnar Lothbrok died to King Aela in a pit of snakes. And season 4 is when he finally died. And it was one of the most heart-wrenching moments I had ever witnessed in my life.
Better shit.
Yeah? When he dies, I assume?
When he dies, it's intimate. And by that I mean, like, he's literally staring at the camera. Everybody who was even recording this was pretty much tearing up because of how powerful this scene was.
Oh, I love it.
You know, Vikings might get a lot of bad rap for the violence by the Christian cults.
Oh, I mean, please.
I'm like
every single group ever has had violence.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I've literally been blocked by a couple pages that were saying this show's too violent. And I'm like, it's not for kids, you stupid fucking people. It's for adults. It's rated the same as like Game of Thrones and shit.
Do you mind if I have a quick side tangent? I actually had a rant with they were, because so far, I go to a Christian college, and so far, it's been a pretty good experience. I was concerned they were going to be assholes. Most of them have been great.
Mhm.
There was one article that one of my teachers had me read that was a bit on the censorship side, where it was like, oh, we shouldn't accept this and this in TV shows. And the good part about them is that they accept, other views. So I stood up and I was like, I thought that was ridiculous. Its art form should not be limited in any way. Since all censorship brings is, stopping information, stopping creative flow. So yeah, I hate censorship in anything.
Some things that need to be censored, like some of the shit that's come out of Japan. Some of the shit,
Like
Rapeplay and all that.
Ugh.
That's literally a game.
That shit doesn't exist.
Yeah, there's certainly some. I guess it's hard though, because once you get into censorship, it's like, where's the line? Who decides what's right and wrong? Because when you have,
Well, it's like other movies. Like I Spit on Your Grave. Like that was a very, very intense movie. That was extremely graphic. It had rape, torture, and straight up brutal deaths.
yeah, I guess the way I've always looked at it is like,
I mean, okay, I can draw the line of censorship as shit like Human Centipede too, because that shit was just trash. It was trash television, basically.
here's how I look at this. It's not the thing that's happening, it's the context of why it's happening. So, like, what message are you trying to convey? Is it mindless violence, or mindless just disgusting just for the sake of being disgusting?
That's pretty much Human Centipede in a nutshell.
Is it telling a story? Is it being used to make you cry, make you emotional, make you feel something?
The story, it was the I Spit on Your Grave movie is literally some woman gets raped by multiple people, and she goes out of her way to completely torture and brutalize the fuck out of each one.
Well, it's like, a good example is, I'm not a big fan of Helsing, and it's not like I want it to be censored, I just don't like it. It's not my cup of tea, and the reason that is because, from what I've seen, it seems just to be violent for the sake of being violent.
I mean,
it's kind of just being, it's kind of just survives off of its violence. That's what it seems like. Like, what does it have other than the violence?
Spit on Your Grave, like, all those torture scenes are pretty fucking bad. There's one where she literally has this guy strung up, cuts off his penis, and shoves it down his throat and leaves him out to bleed, fully erect.
Oh.
Well, he
Wait.
would be fully erect.
Yeah, I was going to say, you can't really be
shoved down his throat.
It's wrecked in my throat.
Then there was the shotgun enema.
Hey, isn't that a Cards Against Humanity card?
Yeah.
Sounds like it.
it is.
It exists because of this movie.
I figured, yeah.
Literally, she shoved a shotgun so far up this dude's ass, had a string attached to the trigger, connected to a retarded man.
What the fuck? Who thinks of this shit?
That's how bad this movie was. It was extremely fucking graphic. There's another part where she dipped this dude in lye.
In what?
And lie.
I don't know what that is.
You want to explain this scene? 'Cause I'd rather not.
What she did is she had this dude put over a bathtub, and she proceeded to pour a bunch of lye in it.
I don't know what lye is.
Lye is a chemical that breaks shit down.
Oh. Is it like the shit that they used in Breaking Bad to try to get rid of that body?
Yep.
Okay.
Pretty much. So he was, like, struggling, because she made it to where he could sit there and hold himself up for as long as he could.
Oh.
Because he was tied up, and he was only able to sit there, like, by the ends of his feet.
Oh,
Trying to make sure he didn't fall in.
gosh.
Yeah.
And he'd constantly dip in and dip out. You'd see his flesh start to fall off.
Oh, no.
Until he finally completely gave out and dipped into it entirely and drowned in it.
So he drowned suffering.
Took fucking crows to rip out this dude's eyeballs.
Yeah. It's a genre that Japan calls torture porn.
Ah.
Pretty much. As the movies was. And, like, what? The only reason why I liked it is because, one, it was a pretty good revenge plot, but like I said, movies like that will put people off so much, and it's to the point where you actually had to find the uncensored version to be able to watch it because it was that graphic.
Yeah. There was a censored version. They were equally unwatchable for separate reasons.
Yeah, I guess even shit like that, though, like, I still feel like there's no need to have censorship in the sense of, like, because here's the thing, if you don't like it, don't watch it, and then it won't be a thing. Like I think that like just morally and like artistically, it's stupid if you're doing shit just to be like, how far can we go? But I'm not gonna tell them they can't do it. If they want to make shit like that, as long as they're not breaking laws, go right for the fuck ahead. I'm just not gonna watch it.
There's a movie called A Serbian Film too that really did not need to exist. Chris, have you seen that?
No, I haven't seen it, but I've heard of it.
Yeah, that I'm not even going. Google it, viewers, if you want to. Prepare to want to bleach your eyes like Homer Simpson.
Or when you
It
have your
is
shitty
one
clip.
of the darkest and most fucked up movies to have ever
I love this
existed.
art style
Yeah.
so much.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, it's one of the most fucked up movies to ever exist. And when I brought up like Human Centipede, it's just literally people sewn ass to mouth
Oh.
like a centipede.
Why the fuck?
And it turned into a joke at one point, and there was another, I can't remember which human centipede it was. There was one where they decided to turn a whole prison into a human centipede, and then the prison warden, I guess, had a masochism and sadism fetish. And I think he wound up putting barbed wire on his dick and fucking the human centipede.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
I don't remember if that was 2 or 3. I know there's 3 of these fucking movies. As of right now, I don't know if they're filming a 4th. God help us if they film a 4th. And that's coming from a freaking atheist. Holy shit.
human Sentai bad.
You know, you like to mention the fact that you're an atheist more than I like to mention the fact that I'm a Christian. I feel like it should be the other way around. I'm fucking
really
with
mention I'm pagan.
Hey guys, let's mention it! No, I attempt to not be that guy.
Yeah.
What was I going to say, though? Do you want to move on to whoever's next favorite author? He did his, and then it'd be you next, and then to me. Thank you, Ethan.
R.A. Salvatore.
The fuck is that?
Have you ever heard of the Forgotten Realm series?
Sounds familiar.
Dritz to Warden, literally, and it's really, really embedded in D&D lore. The entire series is stuff like, one of my favorite games of all time is Kingdoms of Amalur, which we've mentioned before on the podcast when you've brought up stuff like the Fateless One and freaking the Risen and all that, and their power scales and shit. When I had my little stint in jail, I literally read the entire series from the jail library.
Oh, that's cool.
And I fell in love with this fucking series.
How long were you in jail again?
23 days.
No,
It's
not
bull.
horrible.
That's bullshit fucking. That's stuff that never needed to happen.
Legitimately curious, like, what was it like? Like, was it like one of those like? I'm assuming it wasn't like horrible because it was like a normal, like a not horrible jail since it wasn't something we're in there so long, or like.
It was just How
were you treated? Like,
I was treated fine,
well, that's
really.
Probably because you're white.
Yeah. Don't sue us, you too.
I'm fucking. That's me calling out the bullshit in
I know.
this justice system.
I like literally, and I saw that on the inside how they treated black people too as well. It does exist.
Oh, of course.
But literally, my food was fully cooked, and then the black inmate's food was literally half frozen. I'm like, dude, I'm not going to eat this fucking shit anyway. So here.
Yeah, I was gonna say I would have traded with him.
Like here, and I will literally just flush this stuff, inedible stuff here.
Anyway, go ahead.
But yeah, I fell in love with the series. I had read it when I was in high school because it was the Icewind Dale trilogy was one of my required readings by one of my fantasy classes because I only took like 3 credits my final year of high school. So this I could read whatever the fuck I wanted to. And he's like, here's a bunch of fantasy stuff since I know you love that. And I'm like, are these required to graduate? He's like, one of these series is. I'm like, this is D&D.
Nah.
I'm going to read this. And then the Icewind Dale trilogy was one of my favorite series growing up. And then I was reintroduced to it then. And the amount of lore that is packed into this entire fucking run of books that R.A. Salvatore has written is just fantastic. It's literally, you can envision the world you're in. He's written it so well. And that's what I love about it. It's like you're right fucking there. If you haven't read it, I seriously, you gotta go read it. It's one of the most popular series in all of the fantasy world. I'll actually link the Amazon link because that's where I've got it in my wish list right now. It's pretty expensive for the entire series, but I'll link the sale price in the description of this video. It's just fucking beautiful.
Ah, yes, that was the name of that author. Have you guys ever heard of the Chronicles of Vladimir Todd?
No, I have not.
You've never heard of 8th Grade Bites?
Sorry, here, I'll mute myself.
No.
Here.
No, I haven't actually.
Okay, Vladimir Todd's series was the story about a high school kid that was actually a vampire.
Ooh.
And what's interesting about this story is that he used to have to hide it, and then progressively throughout it, he figures out that he is completely different from other vampires because of the fact that he was actually born, not like created.
Ooh.
And they figure out that he's some kind of legendary thing of prophecy and all that called the Pravis, and it's just a really good book series. And it's by an author by the name of Heather Brewer. And what I like about
Holy
this book
shit.
is that I read it during my emo phase, yes, but I also just love this book.
I love how you all had an emo phase. I just had a fucking weird phase that I never really got out of.
It was just a good book series too.
Okay.
It was just.
I'll
a
just
good
link this
book.
one. This one's a little more affordable.
It was really nice the way they represented vampire.
I feel like vampires need better representation in our government.
Different. Every single vampire had different powers. But
That
my
is
favorite
actually
thing
pretty
where
cool.
There was a vampire that was so sensitive to sunlight, even the reflection of sunlight off the moon was enough to harm him.
That actually reminds me, him saying that thing about representation of vampires. It reminded me of in Rick and Morty when he's like, yes, vampires are real. And it's like, what are we gonna do? Well, you know, live your life, die of old age, possibly by vampire.
I mean, yeah, it's a thing.
What was I gonna say? Okay, so okay, it's obvious. My number 2 is Ichiro Oda, and here's why. I do have problems with him, but the pure level of imagination that this man puts into his worlds and characters is just something I have to respect. Like the amount and the fact that he's been doing it for 20 years and shows no signs of stopping soon. It's just like, okay, a handful of things I love about his writing. Number 1 is I have never in my life ever seen any writer who is better at foreshadowing.
No, there really isn't.
This man foreshadowed Fishman Island in, I believe it was when they first left Sanji's restaurant, which was around episode 25-ish. They got to Fishman Island around 500. Then you have the foreshadowing of characters like Rayleigh, where he shows a flashback of Shanks on the Pirate King's crew. You have a young version of Rayleigh there. You have the foreshadowing of Haki, the main, not the fucking sport, the main power system in One Piece, Haki. The first fucking episode, you have Shanks look a Sea King in the eye, and it passes out. And it's like, okay, at first it's like, oh, he's just a badass. Nope, that's something called Conqueror's Haki. Foreshadowed. Then you have Observation Haki, foreshadowed with Eneru in Sky Island, where he was able to avoid all their shit. And he was even said, like, yeah, that's Haki. Just the way that he sprinkles shit in, and it's not just out of nowhere, that coupled with the fact of how long the series is, coupled with the fact of how big the world is, and how great the world building is, One Piece is a world that feels real.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's just, there's so many characters, they all come off as unique. That's the other thing too, when you make that many characters, you'd think that you'd run out of fucking character designs. Somehow this man, he's created so many fucking characters, and they all look so different. And it's like, how do you do that? Like, still, he doesn't constrain himself to certain things. What else too? I guess ending off that is like with One Piece, because of how long it's gone. Other series, whenever they want you to see the connection between characters, like how the friendship between characters, they have to tell you. They're like, they kind of tell, don't show. Not always, but a lot of series tell and don't show. Like, yeah, we're great friends, and let's just show a little, like, fucking compilation of us being great friends. In One Piece, you see every single moment of their friendship. Nothing is skipped. You have literally been with these characters for 20 years. So when they have an argument, when one's in fear of dying, when when Usopp left the crew in CP9, they had that argument. That was heartbreaking because you've followed them for years. You've seen them act like a family.
Yes.
So when that series ends, I am actually going to be clinically depressed for like a week. Not because I'm sad it's ending, but because at that point I already do. But at that point, I'll know the characters so well.
Exactly.
That it's going to feel like losing friends.
Like, literally, you have fucking grown up with this series.
It's going to be 30 years of that. Well, I wasn't reading it. I've been reading it for 5 years. So by the time it ends, it'll probably be like 15 to 20 years I've been reading it. Yeah.
Yeah, considering he shows no signs of slowing down whatsoever. It's really sad. I mean, as much as I shit on Bleacher's ending, I was a little bit depressed when it ended.
Yep.
Not when I read the final chapter, but when you sent me the fucking video of a first opening.
Oh, I know that got me too.
I'm like, God damn it!
That was more of a that one I cried over that one because of the potential that Bleach had and how it felt. Yeah.
But it will be the same for me. And literally, I did not actually get into One Piece until you literally if you don't make it to the Arlong arc, you can't be into it. And then I got to that, I'm like, this show actually has meaning. Because when I first watched One Piece,
4Kids.
it was the fucking shitty ass 4Kids dub. May they burn in hell. And I don't care what anybody says, the 4Kids dub was fucking shit.
Of course, no one can defend the 4Kids dub.
The opening was badass. I will give them that.
Sanji cooking for the would-be king.
That was fucking funny.
It was pretty good, yeah. But and ending off there, yes, there are problems with his writing. I think that he needs
the lack of committing to an actual death.
He needs to commit to character deaths more. He needs to. I think his lack of different designs for women is a bit annoying. And this is not a feminist thing. This is he has two ways of drawing women. They are either a perfect 10 or ugly as fuck. There is no middle.
There really
ever.
Big Boss.
Yeah, you have ugly as fuck or perfect 10. No middle ground. And then men, every single fucking body type under the sun. That could be changed.
That could be.
Because look at how Togashi does. Like you see you
get the flat chested
normal looking motherfuckers. Like Machi from the Phantom Troop is really cute, but she's not like hourglass figure. She looks like a normal fucking human being.
Yeah, and then you get anything from completely butt ugly, like you don't have any potential whatsoever.
Or like recently with the Queen, the Queen that Kurapika's protecting, she's like an average looking woman.
And then you get all the way up to like the oh my god, like this could be in an H manga.
Yeah.
Drawing. It's really that is one thing that bugs me with Oda. But it's
a little much. Yeah, I feel like Oda. I legitimately feel like Oda had a really bad ex-wife one time in his life because he has a lot of women where he just makes fun of like shitty characters. Like one of my favorite characters and Chris, I think you'll like this. Oda has a character in the CP9 arc, and her entire thing is saying everything is sexual harassment. So like someone's like it starts off like that, okay, like someone's hitting on her, that's sexual harassment. But then later in the series, like someone's like her boss is like ordering her to do, like, all right, I'm gonna need you to go over and do that. She's like, that's sexual harassment. He's like, my existence is?
Yes.
And then it got through just everything. That's sexual harassment.
I think Alberto would get into that bit.
Oh my gosh, like
you should send that chapter to Alberto.
That's sexual harassment. Like, and I know Oda's had some. Cause like, what else? Because Oda also in the Dressrosa arc, he had a woman who was like just crazy in love for any guy around, like any guy that showed need for her. She's like, someone needs me. I love you. Like he has these fucking character quirks for a lot that are like really insulting.
Alright.
But yeah, that's Oda. Anyway, anyone else got? Has anyone said their number one yet? Because I've been saving my number one. Do you have what's your number one, Chris?
It would be Chris's turn, yeah.
Have you already said your number one, or?
I'm not sure.
I sent you that link to say.
I honestly don't know what I'd really say for my number one, because I haven't been able to really read much books lately.
Well, just your number one in your life.
Like, even...
It doesn't have to be recently.
Video game director, need to talk to Miyazaki, yeah.
Oh, yeah, he writes, that's fine.
Yeah.
It's a writing thing.
I mean, he's written some fantastic fucking lore, man.
Like, nobody nobody really gets me when I say that I love Dark Souls sports lore and stuff. People are like, oh, it's just a difficult game, nothing more, nothing less. Like, no, you don't understand the depths this guy's gone to for this game. He goes in detail. He had a dream that he wanted to write a really good fantasy series, and he fucking did it.
Yeah, he fucking did it.
One of my favorite examples of him doing it is he just had a dream of a kingdom, a castle. He had a dream of some high medieval fantasy that he wanted to be able to do, and he did it. And how he did it himself is he didn't want anything to be, like, overly disgusting. He didn't want anything to be like, oh yeah, that's just completely grotesque for the sake of being grotesque. One of my favorite things from the development of the game was when they were doing the undead half-dragons.
Oh my god.
Ones that were literally just torsos. He said, I don't want this thing looking morbid and disgusting. I want this thing to look like it fell from grace. Make somebody pity it for being dead.
Ooh, I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Because these were once great beasts that were immortal. They outlived everything, and now they're just reduced to ruin. And that's what I love about his writing style. It was just so beautiful.
That is cool.
And not only that, the lore is completely ambiguous in most parts. You don't need... He didn't need to give us some of the information he did. He just decided to give us as little as he could so we could formulate our own opinions. Then he'd sit there and add some more shit to it the next game. Like, oh! So we were wrong about this the whole time. Okay.
That is cool, yeah.
The game to be completely ambiguous. Like, we don't know what happened next. It just ended. And that's pretty much the way he wanted it to be.
Are we going to get another are we going to get another episode? Or Game, thank you. Fuck you.
I don't think we're going to get another Dark Souls game. We might get a Bloodborne.
But I want some form of fucking...
Canonically has ended, I believe. There's nothing else that needs to have done to it. And I'd honestly say it should be that way. There's not anything else he needs to add.
I have not played the ending of the DLC, so I don't know. Did that wrap up the last little plot threads?
Pretty much.
Okay.
Oh, that's a shame. That's always the never-ending fucking, like, struggle with that. It's like, it should end so it doesn't go too long, but I want more.
Okay, so... Yeah, that is really good. If it tied up the last of the plot threads, then it can end, and it can end well. So I'm happy that it's done.
Made it to where this could have happened or that could have happened, but like I said, the way he ended it,
he wanted it to be ambiguous.
Well, you know what he could do too. It's not like he does to stop ever do it like game. He can just do a new game, a whole new story. You know, and you get still more stuff from him.
Well, we'll probably get a Bloodborne 2. I mean, there's been rumors of the leaks and shit, but none of them have been
Bloodborne
true.
looks more fun than Dark Souls to me, honestly.
Did you watch Achievement Hunter?
I watched Game Grumps play it.
Okay,
yeah.
so I watched...
yeah, and I like that shit. That's what I like.
Okay, I watched Michael's rage quit of it. And him fucking raging at every little thing is just the most beautiful thing. And then that was one of the last ones where he actually really, really raged. I'm like, did marriage quell the fire that was within him?
Probably because nothing can be more ragey than a child.
That too.
Yeah.
That too. I loved on the live stream, he's like, keep sending the baby wipes because the shits keep coming.
Dude, yeah. How lucky is he, though, right? Like, he has people just sending him diapers. He does not have to buy diapers at all.
Exactly.
That's so lucky. You know, and people wonder why the rich get richer. Because of shit like that. He's already rich. And then people send him shit. He doesn't even have to buy his shit. Because people want to fucking bow down to him and be his beck and call. Like, I understand he's great, but, like, that's why the rich get richer.
Yeah. I mean, as somebody who's actually went out and bought diapers for friends that couldn't afford it, those fucking things are expensive.
Yeah, they add up.
Main Kleiner tap for a mention.
What?
Forland.
I muted the server, so it shouldn't be Discord.
No, that was your Windows cleaner on your computer, I think.
Okay.
That just did that. What the fuck was that shit?
Chris,
That's a blooper!
Chris, are you still there, buddy?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Did you hear that weird narration?
My team by the name of Golden Frieza.
Oh,
Interesting.
what a DBZ tard. Fucking, these are stupid blinds.
Yes. Maybe on a podcast after dark, I can explain how annoying those things come. Those things are like those are coming down.
Yeah.
After I'm done filming
imagine.
this.
Yep. Anyway,
So the next, I guess it's me, and you know, I'm gonna be that guy.
is this your number one?
I'm going to be that guy and say I really, as much as I shit on DBZ, I gotta say Akira Toriyama.
Ew.
Now, hear me out. I mean, this man could not work another day in his life, and I don't really think he is working really on fucking super.
I think he does character designs.
He just does character designs. But with as much shit as he gets, he did create the platform to which modern shonen can grow on.
Yeah, but
I can respect the hell out of him for that. And
I respect him for that, but I don't think he got it because of skill. I think he just happened to be in the right place at the right time.
Exactly, but even with right place at the right time, there is a place for that. And as much as I hate to say it, without him being there, we might not have a Shonen Jump today.
You're right.
So I have to give it to him for that simple fact. I shit on DBZ constantly. I love it for nostalgia purposes. I'm trying to suffer through Super.
Ugh.
But just because I grew up with it, I want to see it to its completion. But at the same time...
It's like One Piece to some people.
Exactly.
Be able to see it end.
But One Piece isn't bad, though.
But, I mean, that comparison exists for a reason. Like... I'm going to say an honorable mention would be Reki, the writer for freaking... I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce his last name. For Sword Art Online, for giving me my guilty pleasure. And, yeah, I can picture Thurman just trolling the comments right now.
Yeah, whatever. Okay, it should be obvious. Yoshihiro Togashi, best author for me. And now, I've talked about Hunter x Hunter before, but I don't think I've delved into, like, the writing style and why I like it. But I guess... I'll go quick since I've talked about it a lot. He explains shit in detail, and my OCD brain likes that. So, like, the best example is the way, and plus, it takes really good skill as an author to kind of, like, set the stage and keep it in your head, right? And, like, kind of keep it consistent. So, an episode I was recently watching with you, David, last time I was here, was the castle invasion. And
that shit happened within seconds. Within seconds, and this is a 22-minute episode.
That's how fast they are. And what I love too is, but he sets it up so well, and that shit is happening so fast that he uses a narrator to explain what's happening.
Exactly.
So like there's little in the manga, it's just little boxes, and it's like Pitou noticed it. And her thought was this, and then she chose to do this, and it's like, and it's just no other author I've seen like just narrate shit like that, because I've seen a lot of complaints like, oh, shut up with the narrator, why can't you just let us watch what's happening? It's like, because when he narrates, you see what's going on through their head, and you see like literally what they're thinking. I don't know, it's just really cool. But what I loved about that was, like, in the castle invasion, you have shit like she charges up, and he talks about how this Netero is so fast that, like, within a tenth of a second, he does that, like, motion with his hand. And because, like, when he first jumps down, you see Shia LaBeouf, you know, be like, oh, like, screaming, running this way. And then all this scene happens that takes, like, 5 minutes. And then when you know, normal time returns, he's still finishing that scream that he started 5 minutes ago because of how fast that shit happened. But it just slows down. It's just... It's just choreographed so well. You see everything. It's like a ballet almost. Oh my gosh! And that entire castle invasion is just like, there's so much shit happening at once. And like, for another thing I love too, this is an author that thinks to do shit that a lot of authors wouldn't think to do. So like, he puts in that castle invasion in the manga, at the end of every chapter, he had a timer. Yep. Of how many seconds had passed. And, like, so it's like, 8 seconds have passed. And it's just, like, oh, my gosh. And it's just so good. It's one of the most beautifully written freaking things in existence. For manga, at least. Mm-hmm. And I guess, you know, character development, like, I love that. I think the best way to explain how good he is at doing characters is to compare Killua and Kurapika to a Sasuke type character, right?
Yes.
So you have Sasuke, who's he has two personalities.
Full
I
on
want to
bitch.
avenge my clan, or oh boo-hoo, right? Like that's his entire thing.
It really is.
And then you have Kurapika. If you watch Hunter x Hunter or read it, you see Kurapika immediately. You're like, he's gonna be a Sasuke type, right? His first fucking major quote is, "I don't fear death. The only thing I fear is that my rage will subside over time." You're thinking, oh man, a fucker like this, he's gonna be so Sasuke type, even though he came before Sasuke. But
I was gonna say.
but what's great about Kurapika is you see him go through ranges of emotions like a normal human would. Even though his goal is revenge and vengeance, he's able to laugh, he's able to cry, he's able to be considerate of people. There's one of the famous scenes is when he's laughing at Gon and Killua playing around. He still wants his friends. He wants to rely on his friends. He has emotions. Same thing with Killua, right? A lesser author would write Killua, and he would just be the badass type. He would never have it. He'd just be badass all the time. But Killua has moments where he's crying. Killua has moments where he's laughing and being like a little child. Like remember the moment where he gets the little toy, and he's like, "Oh, dude, that's a rare one." It's just the shit that makes them feel like humans.
Exactly.
And not only the characters, but like the fights are all. When you've seen so many anime, you start to get bored of the firework type fights. It's just fireworks, that's all. It's eye candy that has no substance.
Exactly.
But when you add that much strategy to it, it becomes rewatchable all of a sudden.
I gotta agree there.
And that's why the Hisoka Kurolo fight is one of the best things I've ever seen, because it's just pure.
It's pure fucking Nirvana.
So much strategy to it, and like every fight, like the fight with Netero and Meruem, you have that's the one where you have the whole that entire fight is the one move Netero has that's faster than Meruem is the hand smack stuff, right, with a statue, and Meruem doesn't take damage from it because his fucking outer shell is an ant. So he's just like, well, I'm just going to keep fucking going at every single different direction to see every single combination that you have until I've seen every single combination, and then I can beat this. That's strategy, And then I guess finishing it off is no one's gone into so much detail. This man, you can tell he's different because, like, the hiatuses do suck, but I believe that's why it's so well done, because he's like, he does it as a hobby.
Yeah.
It's not a job for him. When he signed back on for Shonen, he was like, this is my hobby, and I do it for fun. And and I think that's why it's so good.
I gotta agree. Okay, we're gonna move on to the next two quick topics. These were thought up last minute. One, because the PlayStation VR had a price drop. And the other one ties directly into that because of the fact that there's VR exclusives. There are, exclusives like. Well, we'll get into it.
I don't like the future. I don't like the future as it stands right now. VR shouldn't be tying that much into everything to the point where, oh yeah, Skyrim's getting re-released a fourth time.
I thought it was the fifth.
VR. It's the fifth?
Well, we have the original version, then we have the Legendary Edition that was released a year later with all the shit in it, then we had the,
that was basically like the Game of the Year edition for it.
Yeah.
Still counts as a re-release.
Like almost every single game has their Game of the Year edition or their definitive edition.
Yeah, but that shouldn't be a fucking thing either. Then we have the Special Edition that has the mods, and then we have the Switch version, and now we have the VR version.
I forgot there's a Switch version.
So we are on the 5th release, technically. I think Todd Howard's next plan is to release on the TI-83 calculator.
Hey. Jokes.
Yeah. I mean, I can play Doom on my calculator. Why the fuck can't I play Skyrim on my calculator? But the VR, I've played around with a couple of versions of the VR. One of them being the Oculus Rift. It's fantastic and all, but I feel like, well, I mean, certain games you shouldn't be playing to begin with if you have motion sickness really easily or epilepsy. And there's a very, very heightened issue with epilepsy in the VR headset because you're enclosed and those flashing lights are coming at you faster because you're in this enclosed space. So stuff like the a flashbang grenade or even the lights in like the Until Dawn thing The Until Dawn, like, VR game that you have for the PSVR. I forget what it's called. Some carnival shit. The flashing lights from like the carnival rides and stuff would fuck with you even on a heightened level because you got this enclosed space. But I'm a fan of it. I would love to see as an SAO fan, I would love to see like a full-blown RPG to where I can just sit in my bed and not give a fuck about life for a while and just live in this fantasy world. I would love to see that become a reality with the VR.
The only problem with that is it would be very bad. Do you realize how many people would literally kill them? Like they would if it was as good as SAO, people would just kill themselves essentially. Like they would literally be in there. They would live in there, and I feel like that'd be bad for. It's nice and it's a cool idea, but there would be some bad situations with people just electing to just rot away as they live in nirvana essentially.
I would probably be one of them because I have a shit life.
Nah, your life's not that bad. You have friends that love you. You have
But
amount of money. Look at your fucking room. You're not poor.
And it's solo Alden in order for this guy to survive.
But I mean, compared to what I would expect my life to be in a video game, I mean, I would probably be one of those people that would just sit and live in nirvana instead of having to be surrounded by the bullshit of, regular life. Because I get so bored here in this plane of existence to the point where...
who fucking who?
That's why I love RPGs, Rad. I can live through this fantasy world and build my life and my social life that way, because I'm one of those people that does not like to go out as much. I'm more of a shut-in.
Mm-hmm. Well, I do that through anime.
Yeah. So I'd probably be one of those people, but that would be my ideal game for VR. It would be this epic RPG.
So that I'm starting to realize why you like Sword Art Online so much.
Yeah.
Yeah. That makes sense. I can respect that.
So
my thoughts on VR, honestly, I want to try the is it the Vive that there's one of them that's way better than the other ones where you legitimately set up sensors in all the four corners. And
yeah.
Which one has Job Simulator? Is that Vive?
Well, Vive and Oculus have Job Simulator.
But one of them's better because you can actually move around your room.
That would be the Vive. I got to play that at Gamescom.
The Vive looks the coolest.
I got to play with that at Gamescom. It was fucking fantastic.
Everyone I've ever heard talk about VR says the Vive is the best, and I want to try that shit.
It's $7.99 though.
Well, of course, yeah.
It's fucking phenomenal.
I want to play Job Simulator so bad. I love Job Simulator.
It's fun.
Overwatch and Job Simulator.
You can play Rick and Morty inside Job Simulator.
Oh yeah, the Rick and Morty Jobs. Yep. Mm-hmm.
It's.
You also play the Rick and Morty VR.
Yep, we just said that, yeah.
There's also another game on there, Super Hot.
Super Hot.
That I love this the fucking it's so beautiful. It's as you move, time speeds up, and as you stop, time slows down. It's such a cool mechanic, and it sounds so corny, but works so well.
No, it's great. It was an indie game.
Like The Matrix.
It really is.
It's what the Matrix video game should have been.
The Matrix video games were fucking great.
Oh, they were actually good?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. I assumed they were bad.
They were actually really well done.
Probably not good for your desk.
Well, I mean...
is that the one we're destroying?
Yeah, this is the one we're destroying. So, I mean, there's a hole here.
Oh, gosh, we gotta carry that out. It's gonna be horrible.
It'll be worth it for the views.
I'm more worried about getting people, your fucking room, or your fucking neighbors being like, why don't I call the cops?
I got clearance for maintenance, so as long as we pick it up after we film it, they don't give a shit. So
okay. But yeah, no, I mean, I when it comes to VR, I think it's difficult to say if it's gonna be a fad like 3D movies were, or if it's gonna.
I still have a 3D TV.
But do you use the 3D function ever?
I do for one game, MotorStorm Apocalypse. Because literal it is the most fucking vomit-inducing shit ever, but it's so fucking funny to watch. Whenever my friends are like, is that the PlayStation, the 3D projector TV? I'm like, yeah, it is. You want to test it? I just throw that thing in, and they're like, oh god, I'm gonna vomit. I'm like, and that's why it failed.
Yeah. I remember when the 3DS, that was a cool little gimmick, and I enjoyed. It was kind of cool to look at, but it was
It wasn't even full 3D, really.
Right, but I mean, there's only so much you can do without glasses, I assume. Like, that was
Yeah.
the whole
That's
shit.
how 3D should be done, though. It shouldn't just be fucking weird-ass goggles or some crap. You have to wear to
It was pretty... did you ever have a chance to, like, look at a 3DS screen, Chris?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, did you think it was well done?
Somewhat, yeah. I mean, I like how you can turn the fucking shit on and off whenever you want.
Yeah.
Mine has stayed off.
Mm-hmm.
Since, like, I did turn it on for the newest Zelda game on there.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. Well, see, I just wish... I know with the new one they came out with, they made it more face tracking, but the problem I had was holding it so perfectly still.
This interferes with it, too.
Glasses in general.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, that's why whenever I played my 3DS, my glasses were off. Because I had it on for Smash Brothers and shit, too.
Oh, yeah.
Because I could track, like, the motions a little bit better.
Yep. So, thoughts on exclusives?
Okay, so...
I hate it. It's stupid.
Okay, so hear me out. I'm a fan of some exclusives. Like, if that company helped create that game and then they've decided to port it over.
Bayonetta 2.
It does, like Bayonetta 2, for example. If Nintendo helped publish it and shit, it should be able to be exclusive because they footed the bill, basically.
Yeah, it was on every single console, though. The original Bayonetta. I don't know why the fuck they decided to sit there, make it to where nobody else can play it.
No, I know why the fuck, Chris. Did you not hear this story? Basically, no other, for whatever reason, no one else would help them fund it.
Exactly.
And only Nintendo would. Nintendo came to them.
Why not?
I don't know, but you can check the creator's Twitter. Go back, and he literally tweeted out when people were complaining. He was like, "Hey, shut the fuck up, because it's thanks to Nintendo that this game even exists. No one else would give us funding."
Yep. He's like,
yep.
He did the subliminal.
I don't know either, because I thought it sold well, didn't it?
It sold semi-well.
Oh.
Too overly sexualized. That's the only thing I can complain about that game.
Oh, you can't even physically play it, Chris.
Barely, yeah.
Exactly. So I mean,
it's that overly sexualized. I'm not.
It really is.
Bad.
It really is.
You know what your finisher moves are called when you're fighting a boss? Climaxes. What don't you do? You go completely naked because you use all the hair on your body in order to be able to cast a spell and summon a demon.
I mean, in a sense, No More Heroes is just a sexualized. I mean, his sword, yeah. But fucking, it's a beautiful game. It's a beautiful game.
Remember the plot for No More Heroes? The dude just wanted to get laid by some hot assassin chick and decided to become a fucking assassin himself so he could try and bang her.
Exactly. I mean, you don't get. Look at Lollipop Chainsaw too. I mean, it's just as fucking bad. I mean, there's an achievement, and it was one of the first achievements I unlocked, I admit, for trying to look up her skirt. I was a hormonal teenager. Sue
I
me.
did that in Smash Brothers.
Exactly.
Peach and Zelda, the most fucking, like, PC shit in the world. And I was like, oh, yeah.
And there's the track list for the last episode, since we'll be editing it after we
Pretty much done here, I assume? And anything else?
Now, exclusives on my end, I will bash the hell out of Bungie until hell freezes over, until they end this. The Destiny 2 shit. A year for Destiny 2. Everything will not be on Xbox One for a fucking year. That is why I was actually going to go out and get it for Xbox One, because, you know, Gary, or whatever his name is, you know, as the running joke, destroyed all of our fucking loot, so what really is the point of me carrying over my save file if I don't have my loot? I was actually going to go out because pretty much everybody else is on Xbox One, you included, Chris. So I was going to go out and get it for Xbox One, so I had no loot, and then I heard it's going to be a year. I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm getting it for PS4 because of that.
It's just bullshit. Bungie plays favorites way too hard. People shouldn't play fucking favorites like that.
I mean,
on all consoles, don't play favorites.
I think it's a little bit of a funding thing. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe Sony paid them more money. Like EA pays to have a little bit of.
About Sony lately, it just seems like they're fucking greedy assholes.
Oh yes.
I mean, they've always been that way. They really have.
I know, and everybody's like, "Oh yeah, Microsoft's the real greedy assholes." Like, no, Sony is. They try to sit there and make it seem like they're the good guys, then they'll sit there and do some shitty stuff behind your back.
I mean, look at Konami, for example. They are the very epitome of fucking greedy assholes. Look at how they milked fucking Kojima. So greedy there exists in all fucking video game mediums, but Microsoft did some greedy shit too on their end, like with Battlefield's DLC and EA, their partnership. Just like Sony did the same thing with Call of Duty, and the fact that Sony is the one holding out, every other company now has agreed to cross-platform play on everything.
Triggered.
But Sony
Now Sony doesn't want to.
Triggered.
When they're the ones that decided to do the idea first, like, oh yeah, let's all cross-platform. It's like, nah, I don't think we're ready for that yet. So you know what? I think we're finally ready to cross-platform. Fuck you.
I don't think we're ready to. I don't think we're ready to play Kingdom Hearts. I know we fucked, but remember the joke Chris made? That was so fucking funny.
Yeah, I mean, it's to the point where, like, if you want to play with your friends, you gotta have every fucking system. Which I don't have any issue with, because I already own every system. I can go out and say, hey, you got it on the system? Like I did with you. I went out and bought fucking Overwatch on Xbox One so we can film that series. I went out and bought a second copy of fucking Battlefield 1 so we could film on there too. It's
Ridiculous.
But it shouldn't be that way. It really shouldn't. I can defend, from if they actually help make the game, like in the case of Bayonetta 2. But if it's to the point where it's just solely about money, suck my dick.
I'll give you cross-platform play
If the
for
game was
many.
on that console to begin with, for example, like Halo was always a Microsoft exclusive. I'm never going to expect them to fucking try and port that shit. Why would they? It's stupid.
Well, I mean, it's technically on Windows now as well,
My biggest
but...
gripe with Hidetaka Miyazaki. My biggest gripe with Hidetaka Miyazaki is he tried to sit there and say that Bloodborne was not able to be run on the Xbox One because PS4 was far superior. They have equal stats, but whatever. And then my favorite thing that he did was he didn't release Bloodborne on fucking PC. I said, are you trying to sit there and say a PS4 is more powerful on fucking PC?
Yeah, I mean, it could have came to PC, and I think it actually did eventually, didn't it? I don't know. I'll have to check.
It has. It still hasn't.
It hasn't? I know Dark Souls is.
Dark Souls was, like, best on PC.
It really was.
That's when they had the Prepare to Die edition.
Exactly. That was cool and all, but it's just like, it's to the point where, like I said, if you want to play with your friends and they've got it on a specific platform, you have to go out and get an extra copy of the fucking game. I actually had to make a separate freaking Battle.net account just to film the Overwatch hijinks I'll be uploading. It's ridiculous. We should not have to do this as gamers. So I'm hoping that the cross-platform play becomes a thing for everybody. But you want to queue up roundabout?
Oh yeah, sure. By the way, I wasn't wasting time. I was looking up Overwatch Switch. Apparently, the most recent thing I'm finding is a Polygon article where apparently the games director said Overwatch on the Nintendo Switch would be very challenging. So I assume it's like just enough for like it's like right on the cusp of like what they need. So they're like, maybe we can do it. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I mean, these cartridges can apparently hold a terabyte.
I mean, it's powerful, but it's not as powerful as the other shit, obviously.
No.
Alright, roundabout. I just want it on.
That's one thing I will always say. People like to overhype the living fuck out of their own consoles. Like, oh yes, we Sony can run 4 billion textures a second. Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
But we're going to end this one off. Thanks for tuning in. Next time it'll be full face cam all the time. It's something
Noble will help us get our act together.
It's something was attempting today, but unfortunately it didn't work out fully. Apologies.
Watch season 2's in a few hours. Season
After we're done filming this destruction video, and I got to get up to level 25 on Xbox One.
We're also editing tonight.
Yes, so we're going to try to edit episode 11 and get it up.
See you guys later.
See ya.
Alright, cool. I love that became like a fucking running thing.
Yeah. Okay, ending this now.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in to Controlled Chaos episode 12. Now, to greet your sultry senses, a little bit of Ryan's history of Final Fantasy. Enjoy, you sexy bitches.
Admin Ryan here, so today I'm going to start doing my own little skit where I start talking about the history of anything nerdy. from video games to comics to movies to animes. So I'm going to be starting it off with the series Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy came out December 18th in 1987. It was created by Hironobu Sakaguchi, who was the current founder of video game company Square, now known as Square Enix. It was actually created as a last-ditch effort when Square was actually going under due to bankruptcy. So this was their final game. Now the reason it became Final Fantasy was, first off, it was originally going to be known as Fighting Fantasy, which actually had a huge issue with some copyright issues and due to other circumstances and the view of Sakaguchi himself. But this game sold exceptionally well. In fact, throughout the years, as of 2003, when every version of the first game was actually released, it sold over 20 million copies worldwide overall, which was a huge success for such an early game, and is now considered the grandfather of pretty much all RPGs in the world. So Final Fantasy is a turn-based RPG series, which has ran for years, from 87 to even now with its newest release, Final Fantasy 15, which came out last year in 2016. Now, it has definitely gone through its changes in gameplay, characters, as in the first game, you're a bunch of nameless characters that you choose the classes for, who really have almost no character development, any character at all. In fact, the Warrior of Light didn't really become a character in terms of character development up until the release of the PSP game Final Fantasy Dissidia. So, over the years, we've had Final Fantasy II, which was our first introduction to characters with actual character to them, which were Firion, who was the main character of the series, and the Emperor, who was probably the first first dimensional villain who was looking to do some stupid shit. Garland was a terrible character overall, though. Then we go on to Final Fantasy III, where for some reason they go back to making another characterless character, the Onion Knight. The guy had no substance, just this one-dimensional RPG character, which was later changed in the re-release of the DS when they introduced Luneth as the main character. Now we keep on going forth. More popular games come out. You have Final Fantasy VI, which it had very little copies produced, but sold very well, and was considered one of the best stories in Final Fantasy history. But then everything changed in 1997, when this beauty, Final Fantasy VII, was released, changing not only the view of RPGs to the world, but the view of Final Fantasy in so many other countries other than Japan. In fact, this is one of the best-selling titles throughout the U.S., introducing one of the greatest casts ever, so one of the most memorable soundtracks in gaming history. And now we keep on going. We get other games. We get fighting games like Dissidia. We have tactics-based games like Final Fantasy Tactics, which is another very famous one throughout the U.S., and we keep on going. Then we go into the MMOs like Final Fantasy XI, which was the first MMO experience for Final Fantasy players everywhere, which almost got deleted several times, but a group of gamers who were playing it actually saved the game. In fact, this was their first attempt with an MMO. Second attempt was Final Fantasy XIV, which, when it was first released, was one of the buggiest games ever. And to make a whole new game, they literally just threw into the story that the universe got fucking wiped out and rewritten, and they came out with Realm Reborn, very fitting title. And there have been games which are not MMOs with the MMO elements to it, like Final Fantasy XII. It wasn't an MMO, but it had the MMO line of sight combat system, where you could freely move around, but it was still technically turn-based, based on your decisions in the line of sight system. We then move on to 2010, when Final Fantasy XIII was released. Now, 13 was definitely a different series, not one of the most respected in the series. In fact, the first game was just a glorified hallway. But the combat system also chased a lot of people away, as it was a weird system of freeform fighting, but you were still held down by turn-based crap. And a lot of people didn't like that. And it wasn't until Lightning Returns that they actually fixed that and gave it some sort of a freeform style, very similar to that of Crisis Core, which came out on the PSP. We then go on to today, Final Fantasy 15, which was a huge success on its release and actually did the company very well and a lot of justice. It is actually a free form fighting game where you're not held down by any turn-based anything. You can do what you want. Combos, you can juggle enemies, you can literally switch between weapons mid-fight to do whatever the hell you want to these people. And it was just a wonderful game. So there's the history of Final Fantasy for you. You guys have a good one.